ESPN, ESPN Plus, the NFL Network, and Red Zone. Even pay-per-view events. Watch local network channels from most major markets throughout the country. Fox, ABC, CBS, and NBC. It's more than sports. Lucid Stream TV offers premium movie channels like HBO, Cinemax, Stars, 200-plus entertainment and news networks. Or watch 10,000 movies on demand, including recent theater releases. Just $42 a month when you use the promo code ESPNNW at checkout. Watch on up to 5 devices at the same time. Perfect for sharing with family and friends. Lucid Stream TV gives you everything you want for less. Cut the cord, not the fun. To score Lucid Stream TV, go to ESPNPC.com and click on the Lucid Stream TV logo.
Visit the newly remodeled Mid-South Lumber Hardware and Feed Store in Youngstown. They have a full line of plumbing, electrical, hardware, and tools for your DIY home projects, as well as lumber and animal feed. Now offering not only baby chicks and a full line of poultry supplies, but also bunnies and parakeets. They also carry a wide selection of Duplin wines and gourmet products so you don't have to drive to the beach. Come see us at Mid-South Lumber on Highway 231 in Youngstown.
Discover Kia at Billburn Kia during the President's Day sale going on all month long. Are you looking for a fuel-efficient SUV that doesn't compromise on style, comfort, and performance? Stop in today at Billburn Kia and let our team put you behind the wheel of your new Kia. Billburn Kia is now offering 1.9% APR for up to 60 months on the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Sorento. Billburn Kia is the home of that 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us today at 2435 East 15th Street or anytime at BillBurnKiaPanamaCity.com. We'll treat you like family and give you the peace of mind you can trust.
Offer from Kia Finance America for the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Sorento with $1,748 per month per $1,000 financed in 60 months. Qualities limited, cannot be combined with other finance offers. Not available on balloon financing. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Billburn Kia warranty. See dealer for complete detail. Offer for well-qualified buyers. Must take delivery from dealer stock through 3/3/25.
Powered by Panama City Toyota. Your home for Auburn Tiger basketball. WGSX Lynn Haven. WVLQ Port St. Joe. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Deep center field and heading for the horizon.
Sports Talk Radio will never be the same.
Onion pickles, onions, pickles.
The Afternoon Underdogs.
Way back is gone.
On ESPN.
Northwest Florida.
What's going on, Northwest Florida? You are now in the doghouse riding along with the Afternoon Underdogs. I'm David Hayes, along with our good friend AG, also known as Adam Goff, also known as Fano, also known as really ready for spring training baseball. And hopefully those Cincinnati Reds can do the unthinkable and finish fourth in the NL
They finished
Central.
fourth last year, so we got that covered.
So we're moving on up this year.
Right, yeah.
What are you thinking for the Reds as you guys are tuned in here to ESPN Northwest Florida 104.3 Panama City, 101.9 in Port St. Joe? We are a baseball-happy crew around here, so we'll dive right into it.
As far as the Reds go in the Central, I think they can finish second. I feel like the Cubs are going to met it up. I like some of the moves that they've made, but they're still the Cubs. For whatever reason, they seem to always kind of disappoint. I like Tito, Terry Francona being the Reds manager now. So
I'm kind of excited about that for the Reds as well. And some of the moves that they made, I would say for Reds fans should be like the Gavin Lux. I know that maybe he's not a star everywhere, but I think if you're Gavin Lux, if you're a Reds fan, that's a nice signing for the Reds.
Well, it was a trade, right?
Trade, okay, nice. It's a nice acquisition.
Yeah, it was a nice acquisition, but there's a lot of folks out there that think that we just traded a right-handed Jonathan India for a left-handed Jonathan India. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, they made some nice moves. Austin Hayes, if he can get back to his 2023 All-Star form with the Orioles. I know with the Phillies last year, he really kind of peed down his leg, but apparently he had kidney issues that he was dealing with, so hopefully that's behind him. But, the big thing for the Reds is just getting their young guys healthy, with the Christian Encarnacion Stray and Matt McClain, who I think is the best player on the team, even with Ellie there.
Kidney issues usually have you problems with your pee.
Right, exactly. That's kind of what I was going with that. Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah, thanks, Super Bowl champ.
Oh, you're welcome. That's what we're here for.
Hey, once you start getting on top like that, you know, I'm just glad that we didn't have to deal with this back in the Nick Foles days, man.
Yeah, right.
BDN, baby.
BDN, Mr. Statue outside the link himself. Nick Foles has got a statue out there, right?
Yeah, with Dougie P, man, for the Philly.
Who gets the statue this year?
Jalen and Saquon, but if they do that, they got to put the offensive line in there like Saquon.
Oh, how sick would that be of a statue to have the offensive line? Do a tush push statue. They didn't use it really. They didn't have to use it in that game.
But then the defense is what won the Super Bowl in the grand scheme of things too. A lot of ways.
Just put the whole 53-man roster out there. Then
put Nick Sirianni up there.
Okay. Why does Dougie P have a statue out there?
Because it's the first of the Super Bowl wins that we got. Okay, that was number one. Even though we had been there before. Okay, that was our third time. And then, of course, we beat Tom Brady and the Patriots, that dynasty, and the Philly special, man. Of course, I mean that was the moment. You want Philly, let's do it.
I think my favorite part about the Philly special was the fact that the Patriots had tried it earlier in the game and it didn't work out. Mm-hmm. And then not only did Nick Foles scored on that, right?
Yes, he did. Yeah, he scored a touchdown. It's stone hand Tom Brady can't catch balls.
See, I know that Tom Brady gets a lot of flack, but he even acknowledged that in the broadcast of that game. That's why he was so upset with Nick Foles. Not in reality upset, but he didn't shake his hand after the game.
Yeah, he was upset. He left. Yeah. He was mad. He was ticked.
Jimmy on YouTube says, I predicted an 18-point win, and he did.
There you go. I mean, you're spot on right there. 40-22 is 18 points. The last time, third grade level of math here, but the last time I checked, that is an 18-point win, which is pretty impressive. I had the Chiefs winning. And you asked me this question: how did I feel about the game? Right? And I was like, honestly, it sucked because of how big of a blowout it was. Now, for Caveman Rick and for Eagles fans, I think it was huge. But you were also a big fan of that as well because you hate the Kansas City Chiefs and what they've kind of become to the league as the new Patriots.
Yeah, I enjoyed the hell out of the game. Watching Patrick Mahomes run for his life, him not being able to do anything that he wanted to do because, let's face it. The Eagles, I know that's been talked about ad nauseum, but, the Eagles didn't blitz one single time, and they got to Mahomes, 7 times?
6 sacks. We got a forced fumble.
Right.
2 interceptions because of it.
And that's what I'm saying. So for me, it was fun to sit back and watch all of this madness go on, and then what does Jalen Hurts do? Granted, he had the one bad interception, right, which ended up not costing him because his defense, came back with another turnover right after that. But, Jalen Hurts was dropping dimes out there. That throw to Devonta Smith was he couldn't have placed the ball any
dropped
better.
It down the chimney, and they said, "Hey, Jalen, we're going to stop Saquon. You have to beat us."
Right.
He did.
And that's the thing. Is the Chiefs played, I think, pretty well defensively, but their offense kept putting them into bad situations. What I said last week was I felt like this game was going to boil down to whether or not the Eagles can, not turn the ball over. And for the Chiefs side of things, it's are they going to be able to keep up with the Eagles offensively? And it just didn't happen. So, kudos to Nick Sirianni, who, for whatever reason, gets bashed.
It's because it's Philly, man.
But it's not even just that. I'm talking about nationally, though. The dude was a clown shoe for his first year there because of his opening press conference and all that other stuff. Yeah. But if you listen to his players talk about him, if you listen to the coaches talk about him, the dude flat out coaches. He's and you all talked about it yesterday with Tyler. He's been through how many different coordinators since he's been there?
Yeah,
and you're
pretty
still,
much every other year at worst.
Right, and you're still at this kind of success rate. Granted, it's
he's got a great roster too, though.
100%, and kudos to the Lori for taking care of that.
Howie Roseman.
Roseman, thank you for
kudos to the Titans for helping them out along the way as well.
But you look at what they've been able to accomplish, and Sirianni's building that culture there, right? I don't think you get this kind of result without him.
He's got the Philly attitude, man.
Right.
I will say that he does embody the Philly attitude, which I think is almost a must to fit in over there. Not just to fit in over there, to be successful.
if you want to get embraced by the fans and stuff,
yeah,
that's what you got to do, man. You got to be one of them, you know. And he is, like, you know, when they're winning and stuff, he's bugging the camera, he's giving attitude. Hell, even earlier in this season, he was yelling at the fans.
Yeah, he was.
Giving it back to them, you know?
Well, I think the biggest deal is that Big Dom was allowed back on the sidelines, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think that's
what
what changed, because once they removed him from the sidelines, that's kind of where everything changed. We got Banji Bombadella in the house. If you want, you come on in, my man. It's all up to you. Make sure you grab your water or whatever it is that you want to drink. Again, Caveman Rick, Adam Goff. We've got Banji Bombadella in the house with us as well. I'm David Hayes. We are the Afternoon Underdogs. What was your thoughts on the Super Bowl, man? What'd you think of the big Philly win?
There
it is. You heard it here first. Like, yeah, whatever.
It is whatever, because it's like it gave me shades of the Chiefs Tampa Bay Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And I realized, like, once I saw that play where Mahomes ran for his life and spun back around, I was like, I haven't really seen that in a while. And that's why, because their defense was just hounding all game. And I stopped watching after like the third quarter, honestly, like, because it was just a repeated thing over and over again. I turned it back on for like the celebration and everything, but yeah.
M. Fish asked a question. He says, dynasty over, Kelsey might retire.
I think that depends on who you ask. First off, Kelsey might retire. He's going to take some time and figure all of that out. If you ask Caveman Rick, even though he's an Eagles fan, he says you got to win 3 to be a dynasty, or at least 3 out of 4, which I consider the Chiefs an absolute dynasty.
I look at it like
I don't think if they come back and win next year, is the dynasty over?
No, but here I look at it like this, right? Name me another sport that has a competitive balance in NFL does, right? Because
baseball.
What they do is No, baseball doesn't have salary cap and all that.
Okay, but competitive balance as far as different champions every single.
I'm talking about the way it's designed, not the way it turns out.
Okay,
right. So when you look at the NFL, it's all designed so that teams are going, or used to be 8-8, now it's 9-8, 8-9, somewhere in that ballpark, right? And then whatever happens, happens. That's the way the league is designed to happen. That's the reason the Patriots dynasty was so impressive, because they weren't just going 8-8. They were going 15-1, 16-0, and granted the 16-0 team didn't win the Super Bowl, but the goal of the entire league is to go 8-8 and go 500.
Yeah. Okay, right? I see what you're saying. I thought we were talking championship class here.
So with the Chiefs, what they've been able to accomplish, I mean, Patrick Mahomes is 3-2 in 6 years in the Super Bowl.
That's crazy.
I mean, that's a dynasty, man. I don't care what
hosting the AFC Championship every year since he's been a starter in the NFL.
And the one year he didn't go to the Super Bowl was?
When the Bengals.
Burrowhead, baby.
Yeah, it was Burrow.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Burrowhead. That narrative is gone. It might be filthy, but that narrative is gone.
Well, I mean, look at... Banji brought up a point where he hadn't seen Mahomes run around like that in a while. The last time he did run around like that was the AFC Championship game against the Bengals, when he was running for his life.
Wait, against Tampa,
he was against Tampa. He was running for his life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He absolutely was, this was after. That was before
this run.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, so that's where I'm at. 3-2. I don't care who you are. You're 3-2 in the Super Bowl. You've been to 5 Super Bowls in 6 years.
Just going to 5 is
that's a dynasty. The Bills were a dynasty.
So the Bills. I was about to go that direction. 0-4 Bills was a dynasty. Not even a single win, but that's I mean, I'm okay with it being called that, because again,
AFC dynasty.
An AFC dynasty, that's fine. I think dynasty is the same way as
dynasty
greatest of all time is dynasty adjacent. I do love the combination there. But for me, dynasties, GOATs, all of that stuff that's a personal opinion. Like, who's your GOAT in the NBA of all time? Greatest of all time?
LeBron James.
Okay, see, and I differ with that.
Who are you wearing today?
I got Michael Jordan on. So, but listen, here's the other thing though. What I dislike about that particular GOAT conversation with the NBA, with Michael Jordan and LeBron is. Jordan, people who call Jordan their GOAT, or who have Jordan as their GOAT, they don't respect what LeBron James, majority of them, is they don't respect the greatness that LeBron has brought to the league, the endurance that he's had to have this great career. The man is 42, 40 just on the dot, and is still just put up 42 points. He just put up 42 points. He's the youngest person to score 40 points in the NBA. He's the oldest person to score 40 points in the NBA in a single regular season game. It's amazing what he's been able to do, and the longevity is absolutely impressive.
Yeah, I don't like how with that specific GOAT debate, it seems as if anything LeBron does from this point on is like a negative.
It doesn't count because you've been playing for so long.
And like the longevity thing is like a negative in this debate. And I'm just like, how? Like that's why I.
Well, because baseball has a lot.
Oh, here we go.
No, and listen, I'm not knocking LeBron. LeBron is a top 3 player for me of all time.
Okay.
I got to witness Jordan in his heyday. I got to witness Kobe in his heyday. I got to witness LeBron James. Right. I mean, that was the thing in Cleveland. Right. Right. We got to witness all that, but. That when you look at in baseball terms, you have great players and you have stat accumulators, right? Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not saying that LeBron is a stat accumulator, but there are some that do look at him as a stat accumulator, like a Nolan Ryan
accumulator, and
like a Nolan Ryan, right? Okay. Like a Nolan Ryan is a stat accumulator. Some people have him as the greatest pitcher of all time.
Very much.
He's never won a Cy Young. He's not one of the greatest pitchers of all time.
Which is wild that he never won a Cy Young, though. I think you can agree with that.
There's been better pitchers than him during his time.
Let's table this conversation for a second.
But I'm just saying,
no, we have a phone call. That's the only reason why I'm tabling the conversation. Sean, you're riding with the Afternoon Underdogs. What's going on, my friend?
Oh, not much. How you guys doing?
We're doing wonderful, my man.
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I hear you perfectly.
Okay. All right. I'm moving. I'm a man on the move. I'm moving down Back Beach Road at 20 miles an hour. So I was just didn't know if I was going through. Yeah, I didn't know if I was going through any dead zones or anything. But no, it's a quick call. It was just this is a 390 from what you guys are talking Super Bowl stuff, right?
We're talking a little bit. We're talking sports.
That's how we roll on Wednesday.
We've been talking Super Bowl.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, I'm not. I was just because I heard Banji was in the in the studio, I guess now, or he's got and he's the local, he's the point man on local sports and stuff. And I just thought, I just wanted to confirm what I think I see or had looked at on Max Preps, because I can't always figure out who's on the road or what day.
This is why you stopped for a Super Bowl conversation. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, Sean. I'm just kidding.
No. Like I said, correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't. Is there only? And I'm talking about like soccer, boys and girls, or basketball, boys and girls. Is the only teams remaining is if correct me if I'm wrong, is Arnold's boys soccer team. I think they're still alive. And then Rutherford's girls basketball team, and I think Bay's boys basketball team. Am I correct? Is that the only 3 left?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do they play all tonight, or does Rutherford play tomorrow night and at home?
Yes, I believe so, because I know Bay plays tonight. I know Arnold plays tonight. That Rutherford one, I am not too sure. I think is today the 12th.
Today is the 12th.
And it might be tonight.
So we got all 3 going tonight?
Yeah.
Are they all 3 local?
No, Arnold's on the road. Bay's on, I think only Rutherford's at home, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Rutherford's got Bradford tonight at 7 p.m.
There we go, yeah.
It is tonight, because I was hoping to go. That's what it looked like, was that Arnold was on the road and that Bay's boys team was on the road, and it looked like Rutherford was at home, and I was thinking, well, I might go check it out, especially if it was. I thought it was tomorrow night. I thought it showed tomorrow night, the 13th, But again, see, that's why I was wondering if you guys saw it.
Banji, you got me all messed up. No, hey, Sean, listen to me, man. Sometimes when I click on Max Preps, I'm not looking at the dates. It is tomorrow night, February 13th. It is tomorrow night. It's Arnold and Bay
basketball on the road. Yeah.
Both of them on the road. So if you want to head to Pensacola, you got plenty of time to get there for Arnold and Booker T. Washington.
No, I'm headed the other direction, but yeah. Anyways. That's a long trip. I think I live literally within walking distance of Rutherford's campus, so I'll probably go check that thing out.
Yep,
but I live in the Cedar Grove area.
7 p.m. Anything else you got for Banji?
No, that was just it. That confirmed a few things. I appreciate y'all because y'all are quick. I can't even look at I can't look at anything while driving down the road.
I already gave you the wrong date once, so let's just keep it.
But no, that was very helpful, and I appreciate it. And like I said, I knew it was going to be short. I'll just dip on out.
All right. Thank you so much, Sean. We appreciate the call. Thank you guys for riding with the Afternoon Underdogs. And you can also give us a call or text this afternoon, 850-215-6290. I'm looking at the comments. I know you want to get into them. Go ahead. We'll go back to the Jordan and LeBron discussion for now because, hey, it's the offseason. We can talk about whatever.
Well, it's just Jimmy says Jordan, no debate over the Jordan LeBron thing.
That's what I don't get. The whole no debate thing. Like,
and then Jimmy says team hopping, super team building, Captain Flopper, longevity is not GOAT material.
Longevity is not GOAT material. Yep. Okay, so then when they try to bring Kareem into it,
the worst part about it, Benji, is because of your age and really even my age. Like then we get knocked for that. That's why I just chose to ride with the Jordan side because it's like, well, one, I watched him.
Young, and you never saw him. Like, shut up. Who asked you? Honestly, I can do my research. I'm young, right? Yeah. I'm young, right? But does that stop me from doing the research that I need to get the right information?
And you know how to use a computer better.
Exactly, right? And I've watched Jordan highlights. Mm-hmm. I've watched LeBron my whole life. I truly believe LeBron is the GOAT because he's the best basketball player to ever touch a basketball. Okay. In my opinion. And I believe it's weird. It's going to sound weird, right? I think kids or athletes can replicate what Jordan did. I don't think a single person can replicate what LeBron did in the NBA.
Oh, man, that's tough. You're talking about the most competitive person to ever put on a uniform.
What a medal.
No, it is. It is.
There are people who are competitive who don't have the talent.
Right.
I've seen Jimmy Butler be competitive.
Well, I mean, to say Jimmy Butler is even on the same planet as Michael Jordan is irresponsible.
Technically speaking, they are on the same planet. We're all on the same planet.
But no, like in terms of like, I can watch a game today in the NBA and I can say, I know for a fact that Jordan, with today's rules, the offensive freedom that you have, that Jordan would absolutely average 45 points a game easily. And I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one that said this. Okay. If you go back and listen to current NBA players podcasts that played against Jordan and LeBron, or you listen to old school, podcasts for, NBA stars that are talking about it, they say the same thing as well. That there is no way, shape, or form anyone in the league currently or in the last 10 years that would be able to check Michael Jordan in today's game.
See, here's the thing, right? That's a if, what, and a maybe. We don't know. So doing hypotheticals is all fun in the game.
It is What If Wednesday, Benji. Respect that. It's What If Wednesday.
What if, right? So exactly, it's like, so you're deciding your GOAT debate by LeBron wouldn't be able to guard Jordan back in 1990. Like, how does that decide anything? That's a what if. What if I was 7 foot tall? Would I be in the NBA? I don't know, because it's a what if, right? Mm-hmm. So why are we wasting time with, what ifs? Like, they keep on saying, LeBron wouldn't last in that era. That's a what if. We don't know. He was born when he was born.
I never said that.
I kind of disagree with the people who say that, because I think like LeBron is built for it. He would have to toughen up some. He wouldn't be able to. See, the thing is he gets portrayed as soft. Why? Because of flopping and stuff like that, right? But that is part of today's game to an extent. Had he grown up, and it's the same way if Michael Jordan was in today's world, he would be a different athlete than what he was then. You can't take the 1988 Michael Jordan
and put him in 2025.
Right, I think the only
be like
thing
a James Harden and begging for fouls. He's going to be like that because that's how the game is right now. You think
there's another what if.
Exactly right.
But I think the only difference in Michael Jordan, if he had played in today's game, and like from a GOAT standpoint,
would he have the 3-point shot?
No, he would be an absolute villain because of social media, because he's not a nice guy, right? Like, everybody hates on LeBron for his takes and his stances on certain things.
Steve Kerr in the face.
But like, he was not a good dude.
Yeah.
And like, if he played in today's game and with social media being out there and everything that gets out, nobody has secrets, like, he wouldn't be considered the GOAT because he would be a villain.
Don't all sports kind of need that? Like, Manny Machado is kind of like a villain in baseball. Tommy Pham is kind of like
the whole Dodgers.
Yeah, all of the Dodgers are, except for Shohei. Shohei does not look like a villain unless like he was chasing Godzilla and everyone wanted Godzilla to win. Maybe that's about the only way.
Maybe it's Yakuza. That's like Japanese mafia.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I thought you were talking about a baseball player. Like, why would he be chasing him? But every sport kind of, like right now, the Chiefs are the villains. Right? For most people watching, the Chiefs are the villains. Before that, it was the Patriots. I think all sports need villains in their storylines. What else do you got before we go to a break?
Nothing, just Jimmy talking more about Jordan.
We got a good side. Let me read this last one since we're on the subject here. Oh, Right State Chris says, would Jordan do the gambling all night and the all-day golfing before games now? Even more so.
He would
now he's not going to get...
Because he'd be doing parlays and everything. He'd be just like Michael Porter's brother.
He would have got a 7, Pete, if he wasn't suspended for a year playing baseball.
Basketball, though. Like,
I guarantee he would end up betting on basketball. Let's do some
Well,
what
you
ifs.
can't guarantee on that one. You can't guarantee on a what if.
What if? If it's 2025, Jordan with his gambling, how bad it was, too?
But he was betting on cards and all kind of other things
what
in
was
golf games.
For betting on freaking, I don't know, the over-under on him getting 45 like you said he would get. Like,
every night. Every single night. No.
This isn't what I said. This is what
you just
former.
said it.
No, this is what former players have said.
To say that.
Did you not hear me?
Okay, so former players, right?
NBA players and current NBA players, former and current, have all said it. I've multiple. It's not just like one person out there going.
All or multiple?
Multiple.
How many is multiple? 3?
No, well, I would say more than one is multiple.
I would say probably at least 10 that I've listened to have said it. So I mean, they would know more about the game than I would.
But then I can ask another 10 and they might say the opposite. So then what?
I think
maybe
it's an ageist
another argument for another day.
It's an ageist argument. Coach Dave Ford, who's going to join us tomorrow afternoon at 5:20, says it took 20 years for LeBron James to do what MJ did in 13, and if he hangs around another 3 or 4 years, he'll still be chasing MJ's ghost. You can't call yourself the GOAT when you haven't at least equaled what he did. The debate is over. Whose shoes are still owning annual sales, and the man's been retired over 20 years. The people have spoken, Banji.
Oh, because my shoe sales decide if I'm the basketball GOAT. What?
Well,
he's a better businessman. Oh, yes. Without a doubt. LeBron's, I have a pair of LeBrons. I don't wear them that often. They're not that great.
I got a pair of LeBrons and a pair of...
They're kind of uncomfortable.
Okay. Right.
But see, that's shoes. That's just shoes. But talk about, it took 20 years to do...
Like Mike. If I could be like Mike.
Oh, wow. If you look, I'm not...
You sure, man? I see you heated up over there.
No, I'm not even heated. It's just the fact that it's almost as if mentioning LeBron is like... It's like they have MJ as like a god or something.
So it's sacrilege? Is that what you're saying?
Sacrilege.
It's blasphemous.
Yeah. Blasphemy.
Yeah.
It's blasphemous to not call Michael Jordan the GOAT.
There you go.
See, and he's one of them. He's one of them.
I'm the oldest one here in the group.
Wait, what do you mean he's one of them, bitch?
One of the right ones, but I'm the oldest one here of the 4.
Yeah,
I knew that. I could tell.
Yeah, I know.
That's not a surprise.
That's not What If Wednesday. Come on, you're talking facts on this show. That's crazy. Caveman Rick, Banjo Bombadella, Adam Goff. I'm David Hayes. We're the Afternoon Underdogs. When we get back, we've got more text. You can just talk about this particular argument for 2 hours, and you'll get more text on what we do whenever. What I've learned is I should just start saying things wrong on purpose because I get more engagement when we're talking about the stuff that's wrong, and if we're talking about stuff that's right, it's like, whatever. All right, we're going to take a break. You're right with the Afternoon Underdogs. Tuned into ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The Afternoon Underdogs.
Eagles win because?
Rage. Lots of rage. With all the scenarios surrounding the Chiefs right now, what better way to put a team out than to win because you're fueled by rage and just blind fury? I would love to absolutely see it happen. I mean, you guys are making great points, but I just want to talk mental game.
4 to 6 weekdays. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Wednesday's weather. The rest of the day, there will be a moderate breeze out of the south, some clouds and 74. A variety of light sprinkles and some clouds tonight, about the same at 68. Tomorrow, a chance of thunderstorms and a gentle breeze right around 10 miles per hour with a high of 72. About the same at 69 Friday, and we'll have some sun. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Ellis Agency Insurance has been serving Panama City and Bay County for years. They offer a full line of affordable insurance coverage of all types. Many people are attracted to Ellis Agency Insurance because of their friendly, knowledgeable staff. Call independent agent Johnny Ellis for a true comparison of your personal or business insurance. Ellis Agency Insurance at the Old Cullen Insurance location, 1134 Harrison Avenue, across from Dandy Donuts and Deli. Call 763-1627.
With over 65 years of combined experience, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to help you take your collection to the next level. They carry all the new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia, and supplies. New and vintage cards and Pokemon. They sell and trade cards and are always looking to buy. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards is open 7 days a week at 752 West 23rd Street, down from Academy Sports. It can always be reached at InstantReplaySportsCards.com.
Now back to the Afternoon Underdogs.
But I wonder how much time he really kind of put into the playbook.
Where it's halftime all the time.
He may be the cream of this crop of quarterbacks.
The Afternoon Underdogs.
Well, they got to do something here, but otherwise this is just going to be another lost season for them.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
And we are back. You're in the doghouse where we're throwing Banji right now because he's a LeBron love. No. We're just.
I love him.
Of course. Yeah, no. There's nothing wrong with that. We're just kind of
everybody has that player that defines their sports fanhood, right? I mean,
who's your favorite basketball player?
Oh, it's Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie Irving.
Like, in 6th grade, my Gmail, my first ever email, my profile picture was Kyrie Irving.
That's dope.
Yeah.
See, I'm a Reggie Miller guy. Like, Reggie Miller was my favorite basketball player. But, when it comes to this particular conversation, we can't dive right back into it, though, because we've got to get into what Banji is here for first and foremost. He is the sports reporter for the Panama City News Herald. And so we're going to dive into that. We already, Sean kind of got us off on the right foot, getting us ready to talk about that. But let's dive into it. So we've got 3 teams left in basketball and soccer playoffs. Yes. Rutherford women, who play tomorrow night, 7 p.m. against Bradford over there at Rutherford. Mm-hmm. Then you've got Bay, who is playing tonight. We got a text earlier about that, and they are playing at Bishop in Jacksonville tonight at 6 p.m. our time, 7 p.m. Eastern. And then you have Arnold heading over there to Booker T. Washington. So let's start with the soccer game. What does Arnold need to do tonight to get revenge, right? This would be a revenge game against Booker T. Washington?
Revenge in a way, because the 2 teams met twice last year. Once in the district championship, Booker T won on penalties on a penalty shootout, and then they met in the region final where Arnold beat them 2-0. So now it's this season now where Booker T Washington earlier this week were awarded the #1 ranking in the country.
Is that what you meant on Twitter by like, not again, like we're doing this again?
Where Arnold was the #1 team in the country last year. Now Booker T's the #1. I think Arnold's 4th this year. So now it's looking like...
Can you dig it, sucker? Oh, sorry. Booker T. Sorry.
Arnold just has to... One thing they haven't done a lot throughout the years is they don't score early in the game. So one thing about them, they, like the game against Fleming Island, they scored with 2 minutes left in the game to get that victory.
And they were down like majority of the game, right?
They were down 1-0 for majority of the game, and then final 2 minutes, magic happened. So
flipped the switch.
Literally. So it's one of those where if Arnold can get an early goal, I think their defense is good enough where they can squeak out a 1-0 victory. But it's one of those where you have 2 very high quality teams. You have 2 teams that know each other very well. I know Coach Hammond. He won't say it directly, but those wins versus Booker T, they mean a lot more than any other wins. So that's what they have to do.
All right, real quick, we're not diving back into, but this is the problem also with being someone who chooses LeBron as your GOAT. Then everyone comes after you. Mm-hmm. Right now, like you're getting blown up from every single side. Ken Cullen texted, he says, tell Banji to watch a whole game or a whole series, not just highlights of Jordan. Oh, man. Oh, goodness gracious. All right, what about for Bay tonight against Bishop over there in Jacksonville?
Bay, they just have to play great team basketball. I believe this is one where I think even though they're district champions, but they have to travel over to Jacksonville. It's one thing about FHSAA that still mystifies us. They're too scared to try to reveal their formula. I'll say that 10 times out of 10. But I do believe Oliver Pratt has to be the floor general. He's their number one guy. He's their point guard. He scored 24 and like multiple 3-pointers. He's the guy that they need to, he has to have a good game. And not even just points wise, but assist wise and defense. He plays the best defense on the team. So ultimately, Bay just has to get him involved, him going, and he'll get other guys involved.
What do we know about their opponent?
Their opponent, me personally,
their name is Bishop
Kenny. Typically, they are good because both boys and girls.
Bishop Sycamore?
No, this team actually has a foundational presence.
Bay High is now playing 42-year-old grown men. Yep.
No, I mean they have a similar record to Bay, where it's like Bay, I believe, is 13-10, so they have a similar record to that. But beyond that, I think these two teams are evenly matched, like player for player. Yeah.
There we go. And then Rutherford taking on Bradford tomorrow night. Coach Davis doing a wonderful job over there with the Lady Rams. What do they need to do to move on?
Well, something that I noticed early on the district championship game this past weekend was they need to make the easy shots. Something I noticed a lot was they'd pass, and then miss the layup, and now they have to rush back on defense because they're now at a disadvantage on the fast break. Ava Butler started out cold, but she started to heat up in the second half. She kind of brought them back with the threes. So I do believe that getting Ava Butler, shooting well early, and then also Kanala Hayes, their point guard, she's the best player that I've seen this year as far as girls basketball is. So as long as she's doing what she needs to do, something I know about Rutherford, they always end up in the Elite Eight. These past 3 years, they've 5 straight district championships, by the way. These past 3 years, they've made it to the Elite Eight.
It's a dynasty.
Right, yeah. How do you constitute dynasties in high school sports?
I think that's tougher than like the pros or college.
Yeah, because there's so many elements and there's so many teams within your state and all of that.
Especially
like Arnold's a dynasty, right?
Arnold soccer is a dynasty,
right.
Yes. Arnold weightlifting is a dynasty, yes.
Yeah, but you also said that like the Rutherford girls team has a bunch of 8th graders?
Yeah, they have 8th grader, freshman, sophomore, and then 2 seniors. But it's like one of those seniors didn't even like play. She didn't start last year, so you only have one returning starter, 8th grader. Like imagine being in 8th grade and having to guard a girl who's like 6'2", 6'3", you're like, I got to learn geometry. Like, what am I doing here? Yeah. It's like one of those. That's why, not to bring back that debate, but
let's bring it back.
Imagine being in high school. You just got through a physics test, and now you have to go guard LeBron.
Yeah.
Like, imagine that. Nobody was saying that about Jordan. Come on. Anyway, yeah. But
hey, 1-on-1 between Jordan and LeBron in their prime would have been.
It happened.
Yeah?
It happened, but they won't release the footage.
Oh, one day they will.
Yeah, when the documentary comes out, one day maybe.
Well, I would say when
one's dead.
Yeah. So it'll be, we'll probably not be, we'll be like having Alzheimer's by then. Like, who are those guys? Are they pretty good at basketball? But it would be interesting to watch. But again, that kind of takes away. It's one-on-one basketball is still not the same as team basketball and all of that good stuff. And I love the debate because I think there's people like me who have a lot of respect for both guys. Mm-hmm. And so if someone like Banji is saying LeBron's better than Jordan, it's not going to grind my gears too much. But you talk to a certain generation, and that's just not possible that you can respect.
Stuck in the mud, man.
Well, you have LeBron in your top 3.
LeBron's in my top 3.
So what do you got? Steph Curry, then Jordan, then LeBron?
No, Jordan, Kobe, LeBron.
Okay.
But I think it's all generational. I do, right? I think if you look at Banji's generation, and LeBron is the GOAT, and I understand that, and I get that. That's the best player you've ever seen.
Thank you.
I would say a lot of people from my generation are LeBron.
But you're younger than I am as well.
What is your generation, though?
I don't, in between y'all's two.
Yeah,
I'm 34. You're what, 39?
I'm 43.
43? What's...
I'm 47.
47. So look, we're like all across the board.
I think it does boil down to generations. And I think
why you bust out laughing? Because I guess 39. What would you guess?
Kids these days, man. I gotta tell you.
But I think there's a generation as well that's probably close to yours that probably thinks Steph Curry is the greatest they've ever seen because he did revolutionize the game.
I don't think anyone's saying that.
Greatest
shooter. He's locked that one down
shooter.
for years, but like greatest of all time.
Isn't it wild since Steph Curry has taken over Reggie Miller? Reggie Miller's moved down as all-time three-point leader, and now Reggie Miller's down to like 5.
Yep.
Yeah, that's tough.
Golly, man. Golly. Okay, back to high school sports here. That's what we're here for. Let's go with preseason baseball power rankings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who are our top 6 teams?
Top 6 teams. So I'll start from 6. I believe I put North Bay Haven there. They finished 8-20 last year, and they lost Lakota Johnson, who was their starting pitcher.
He's at Bozeman, huh?
He's at Bozeman now, and
so he's on the power team.
Well, some say powerhouse, some say who knows. But I'd also say number 5. I believe I have Rutherford there at number 5, and then Bay at 4. And now once we get to the top 3, that's where it gets a little tasty, because I have Mosley at 3. And historically, Mosley is the best team in Bay County when it comes to baseball historically. But recently, they graduated Jordan Martinez. He's over there at Gulf Coast State. And now Doug Lee has a hard job on his hands, because now he has a bunch of underclassmen against one of the hardest schedules in the state of Florida. So it's one of those where they're going to be playing out-of-town teams. They're going to be playing the Arnolds, the Bozeman. So it's going to be tough to see what he does. But if they end up this season over 500 by 5 or 6 games, I truly believe you could call that a successful season.
Okay.
Now, at number 2, I have Arnold. And you might be like, okay, yes, they have the...
They're the ones with the pitchers, right?
Yes, they got Cooper Moss and Eli Blair.
Yes. Yes, they do have Cooper Moss and Eli Blair. Yes, they also have Josh Lindsay, who's a Gulf Coast State commit. They have Austin Hendricks, who's a Gulf Coast State commit. They got commits everywhere. But
I'm going to clip this and tag Arnold baseball and Bozeman baseball.
But I think it's one of those things where... are they going to rely too much on those 2 pitchers? Who's their third pitcher is Jackson Ross, who's a sophomore. And it's the depth, they have the best 2 pitchers. Right. But what about number 3 and number 4? You know?
Yeah. So they're more question marks than they are anything.
Yes, because then Cooper, we know Cooper can get you 5 home runs. He can hit a homer anytime. But besides that, who else is in your batting lineup who can, make something happen? So I'm putting them at 2 strongly because of the pitching, but also because it's interesting to see what the rest of the roster can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, these are preseason,
I could be totally wrong. Right. I was wrong with football for sure, so I could totally be wrong. And number 1, I have Bozeman. They were runner-ups.
What is Coach Patton and the guys going to do this year?
Oh, yeah, they were runner-ups last year. I mean, they had a guy in Trey Power who undefeated on the mound, 11-0 all year. He's now at Alabama State. But then they bring in Lakota Johnson, pitcher from North Bay Haven, and they also bring in Cash Zirkle, catcher from Mosley. I believe those 2 will produce so tremendously, because Lakota, having Zach Flickrat, who was 8-2 on the mound last year, and then you add Lakota, who I believe was 10-3 last year, you're adding double-digit wins almost for both pitchers. And I think because they're in 1A, competition is kind of here or there.
A little bit less than what classification Arnold's in.
Exactly, right? So that's why, this team, they have the makings. They're well-rounded. Brooks Skipper is electric. He's their guy. He's the guy who, when you need a hit, you go to Brooks. And that's a baseball name right there, Brooks Skipper.
Yeah, it is.
Wonderful name. So, yeah, he
needs to be the co-manager of the squad.
He actually signed to Gulf Coast State today, actually. That's where I came from. 6 Bozeman athletes signed today. So,
wow.
Yeah.
We're going to have to dive back into this, Jordan. All right, let's get into softball real quick here. Top 6 teams in softball, Bangie's power rankings.
So I have Rutherford at 6. I almost didn't believe I had to triple check, but they won their first game last year, and then they proceeded to go on a 19-game losing streak.
Oof.
So,
it's brutal.
Anything better than 1 win is a success for them this season. I believe I have Bay at 5th, and then I also have Mosley at 4th, and then third I have Bozeman. Bozeman's, they're missing out on their pitcher, Haley Deegans, has graduated. She's playing, I believe, at West Florida. And I think just Bozeman, every year in and year out with softball, they're always solid. So I think they're going to be fine. Then at 2, I have North Bay Haven. North Bay Haven, I was like battling with this in my mind about North Bay Haven and Arnold because
it's like Arnold and Bozeman's the battle for baseball.
Yeah.
And Mosley's in that conversation as well. But as you mentioned, very youth. But when it comes to softball,
it's
North Bay Haven and Arnold.
Like those two teams, I believe, will decide the county championship because Kaylee Goodpaster, I've talked about her before, the Florida State.
I was going to ask you about her,
11 home runs last year. She could probably even do better this year. Mm-hmm. So it's one of those where if she's hot, and then Addison Mallon, she's like 16-3 last year on the mat in the circle. They call it the circle in the circle. So, I was having trouble thinking, okay, Arnold, North Bay Haven, because it's like player for player, they're almost kind of like the same squad because I have Arnold at 1, Bree Clark will probably get the Bay County strikeout record this year. She's already at 739, so she's gonna go well over 1,000 this year. And then they have Jaden Reyes. She hit 3 homers last year. She's a dog herself, so she's committed to Delta State. So it's like, as a team, Arnold and North Bay Haven, they're probably equal. I say 1A and 1B.
There you go.
Well, it sounds to me like somebody that is obviously an outsider that moved into the area. Like baseball and softball here in Bay County is really strong.
Yeah, really good.
So that's awesome. And also Gulf Coast State College, like. My wife and I, when we ride our bikes around town and stuff, and you look at the wall of all the players that played in the major leagues, and you see the names, and you go,
right there on the dugout.
I recognize a lot of those names. So, like, everybody get out there and get a chance. If you get a chance, go watch some Gulf Coast State College baseball.
And softball as well. You got Coach Scott Thomas. He was over there at Virginia Tech before taking this job. So
and watch some high school.
Yeah. And Gulf Coast State College women or ladies and men's basketball right now. Yeah, playing pretty good as we get ready for March Madness in their respective sports as well. And then finally, who is Banji's Baller of the Week?
Baller of the Week, I would say
you can name me. It's okay. I'm not playing anymore, but
I'd say Thomas Galassia once again. He was the Baller of the Week last week because he has a better brace now on his knee for Arnold Soccer, and he scored at the time, it was the game tying goal. The angle where I think there's a video of me actually.
You need to go back to geometry class?
Literally, there was a video of me like running around screaming in circles because that was the first goal in the 2 minutes. And then I believe Carson Stewart scored the actual game winner, but Thomas Galassia on one leg bends a goal. Like, whatever you think of just any difficult shot ever in soccer, he did it times 10. Like, it was one of those goals where you just look at it and you're like, wow. So he is my Baller of the Week.
Banji learned what bend it like Beckham actually means. You guys are riding with the Afternoon Underdogs. This is ESPN Northwest Florida. We still got Banji Bombadella in the house, though. When we get back, I guess it's time to dive right back into here. Do we want to talk about the Super Bowl? No, Jordan and LeBron, baby. Keep it locked in here to ESPN Northwest Florida.
Weather in the Panhandle never stops. Turn to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast.
Up to the minute weather reports all day long.
A chance of thunderstorms and moderate rain.
In-depth storm coverage.
Winter Storm Enzo.
And breaking weather as it happens.
Hurricane Helene.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
We do have a tropical storm warning.
Rely on it.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Wednesday's weather. The rest of the day, there will be a moderate breeze out of the south, some clouds and 74. A variety of light sprinkles and some clouds tonight, about the same at 68. Tomorrow, a chance of thunderstorms and a gentle breeze right around 10 miles per hour with a high of 72. About the same at 69 Friday, and we'll have some sun. This forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Discover Kia at Billburn Kia during the President's Day sale going on all month long. Are you looking for a fuel-efficient SUV that doesn't compromise on style, comfort, and performance? Stop in today at Billburn Kia and let our team put you behind the wheel of your new Kia. Billburn Kia is now offering 1.9% APR for up to 60 months on the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Sorento. Billburn Kia is the home of that 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us today at 2435 East 50 15th Street or anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com. We'll treat you like family and give you the peace of mind you can trust.
Offer from Kia Finance America for the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Sorento with $17.48 per month per 1,000 finance in 60 months. Qualities limited, cannot be combined with other finance offers. Not available on balloon financing. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Billbird Kia warranty. See dealer for complete detail. Offer for well-qualified buyers. Must take delivery from dealer stock through 3/3/25.
He's so old, he buys his clothes at the same store he buys his groceries.
Are you wearing a grocery bag?
I talk sports in my underwear. I'm gonna wear nothing but a thong and a top hat.
Caveman Rick is part of the Afternoon Underdogs on ESPN Northwest Florida.
We're back in the doghouse. You're riding with the Afternoon Underdogs. I'm David Hayes, along with Adam Goff, Mr. 98% from the free throw line back in high school, and Banji Bomadella.
I love when he takes all the stuff that we're talking about between breaks, or after breaks and stuff, and then he just throws it right in there.
Right in there, baby. We're on the airwaves, and I'm just bringing people into the building with us. You know, just with this.
Kind of like you brought Morgan in here, right?
Well, I didn't actually bring her in here today. She brought herself in here. I don't even know who opened the door, but she'll be with us in the next segment. We're going to be doing tell everybody what we're going to be doing in the next segment.
So top of the hour, we have narrowed it down to 3 cake sandwiches from Bite Me Custom Cookies and Treats, my wife's baking company, and we have 3 selections for everybody here at the station to try, and then we're going to pick a winner, and then that winner will get not only a dozen cupcakes or cookies, depending upon what you want, from Buy Me Custom Cookies, but Dave has offered up a $25 gift card to Major Smokehouse, $25 gift card to That Boot Store, and a 12-pack of Buffalo Rock. So we had a number of entries, different ones. I think it was around 12 different flavors, and of course there's no way we can bring in 12 different flavors. We don't have enough time, and I don't think enough stomach lining for it. But
yeah, but it's like, watch this.
We were able to narrow it down to 3. So those are the 3 that everybody's going to try. Banji's already kind of had a taste of all 3.
All 3 of them. What was your winner?
The strawberry
Star Crunch. Yep.
Yes.
That is
that's a heck of a name.
That's Boston Tim.
Yeah. Oh, so if Boston Tim wins, I'll throw in a $25 gift certificate to Pineapple Willie's.
There you go.
If he wins.
No, I mean, that was his.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
His ideation.
And if Boston Tim wins, because how else is anyone going to win? There's only 3 people available to win, right?
Right.
Yeah. So if Boston Tim wins, I have no problem at all.
So
offering up the place where he's general manager, I believe, or a manager of some sort, kitchen manager over there at Pineapple Willie's. So y'all go check him out. Free plug for a great friend of ours. Also, Caveman Rick in the building with us, sporting his Philadelphia Eagles Brian Dawkins Kelly green jersey. Such a beautiful jersey it is. All right. Let's see. We are your spot for select Orlando Magic games. Do we have a game tonight? Do the Magic play tonight? I think they play the Hornets tonight, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check that real quick. But what have we been talking about today, gentlemen? We've been talking about the Super Bowl for like 5 minutes. We talked local sports for about 15, 20 minutes. And then for the rest of the time that we've been on the air, we've been bouncing back and forth between the Jordan and LeBron debate. Tonight, it will be the Hornets and the Magic, and that will tip off tonight at 6 p.m. on your home for the Magic, ESPN Northwest Florida. All right, so we've got a few more comments to get to. We've got Coach Ford. I think let's start with the nicer one here. Okay. Right State Chris. Well, there's bad words that I have to censor. No, there's not. There's not bad words.
People getting heated over this.
Right State. They do get heated over this debate. It's one of the funniest things that I've ever seen because, even in the GOAT debate between Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady, people don't get that. Though. Well, yeah, because right now it's not. It's not that close, and this last Super Bowl kind of made the separation look that much larger. But for a while, it was the Joe Montana, Tom Brady debate, and for the longest, didn't get to really watch Joe Montana, but I was a Joe Montana guy. 1, I hated Tom Brady. That was my biggest reason. Number 2 was he was 4-0 in Super Bowls, and he never threw an interception in the Super Bowl. So it's like, all right, bada bing, bada boom, going with Joe Montana. Until 28-3 happened, and Tom Brady comes. I know it pains your soul.
You didn't have to bring it up.
I did have to, but
that's a trigger warning for Banji. Trigger.
Wow.
Rice State
be here
Chris.
anymore.
Right, well, you only got a couple more minutes, all right? Just make do with us, please.
Why'd you have to bring it up, though? I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, because I was giving my reason of why, that's when Tom Brady overtook Joe Montana for me. An unnamed Super Bowl with a large deficit. Right State Chris says, I would have loved to see Prime Bulls 96, 97, 98 versus Prime Lakers or Prime Celtics from the 80s. That would be interesting. He says, or the Heat with LeBron and Wade. He would have loved to see Rodman take on LeBron or Chris Bosh. Also, Prime Bulls versus Kobe, Shaq, and Lakers. Oh, man. There's all of those Prime Bulls. I mean, how about the 80s Lakers versus the Shaq and Kobe Lakers? Like that would have been a lot of fun as well. And I would also throw in the Pistons, the Bad Boy Pistons. Yeah, like to see them take on some of these teams.
Well, some of the Larry Bird and years in Boston.
Mikhail Parrish.
Right, Mikhail Parrish, DJ, Danny Ainge. The list goes on and on. So.
Hey, well, the list starts with Bill Russell, baby. 11.
It is way long ago before that.
It doesn't matter, baby. The man was coaching and playing at the same time. All right, now we'll get to Coach Ford's next text, which says youth does not excuse factually incorrect statements, which none of this is really talking facts. We're opining over here, but whatever. The so-called debate isn't personal. It's facts over feelings. If you weren't there to watch MJ when he was crushing some of the greatest collection of talent to ever step foot on the floor, you simply do not and cannot understand what you're talking about. MJ was a killer. He bent the game to his will and beat his opponents before they got on the floor every night.
Is this straight from the autobiography or that's what it reads like?
He's a writer.
Well spoken.
He's
that's what I'm saying.
So there you go. Yeah.
Oh, and he suited up to play every night too.
Did he write The Last Dance? Because that would be amazing.
SOFT. What's that?
Did he write The Last Dance? Because that would be amazing.
He might have had a hand in it. But LeBron really doesn't partake in the load management. I mean, at this point in his career, he should be managing it a little bit more. But he's been on the floor more times than not throughout his career.
Last year, he had the ankle injury that set him out for a little bit. But outside of that, he's been relatively healthy his entire career. And it goes back to what we talked about during the break. It's a testament to his ability to get his body right. And I don't think anybody in the league, probably in professional sports, spends more money on their body than he does. Right?
And Tommy?
Well, yeah, maybe. But
he's not playing anymore.
But he's not playing anymore.
He still spends money, though, on his face.
But you have LeBron James.
Bro, don't he look like a plastic doll?
Tiger Woods with all of his surgeries.
Yeah, shout out to Tiger Woods. Thoughts and prayers with him and his family right now.
He didn't die.
What's that?
His
mom died.
His mom
that's why he
died,
pulled out of the Genesis tournament.
Aww.
Yeah. And she was just there at his
I just saw
TGO
her.
event. Yeah.
I didn't see her, but
we saw her on TV So, sorry.
Did you give her a hug? Was it like, come here? I don't even remember what
you were talking about the amount of money that LeBron, and no one can take away from what LeBron does for his longevity.
Right. So there's some people that say, well, he's just a stat accumulator, but yeah, he's been doing it for 20 some odd years, but nobody has been able to have the length of career he's had and the consistency that he's had because of how good a shape he's in. So yeah, he doesn't need load management. And the thing is these NBA players don't need load management. They want load management. Let's make a big distinction there, right? And LeBron doesn't want nor need it. So there's the difference there. So I understand it from Banshie's standpoint.
I'd say Luka needs load management if he's as big as what they say.
And take a load off.
That's what I'm kind of
Same with Joel Embiid. It's season after season now where it's like...
Oh, and Kawhi too, right?
There's a litany of them, right?
Yeah.
And that's the problem. And when it's really going to crack down is once LeBron is gone, once Curry is gone, and once Durant is gone, which we're not too far from.
Just crossed 30,000 points, right?
So we're not too far from those three being gone from the game as far as playing. And then we're going to have a bunch of guys that are coming up that are in the game currently that are going to be on load management, and why.
Who lasts the longest of the three players that you just mentioned? Steph Curry, KD, LeBron James.
I think KD's first to be out.
KD first to go.
KD first to go.
Okay. Does he get a ring without the Warriors?
No.
Steph is last.
Do you hate KD? Or dislike him?
No, I actually love Kevin Durant, but I just think he's so iffy where it's just he might just be like, oh, I'm done.
Right.
Or he could be like, I'm going to go for another 10 years, but I don't see that happening, though.
You think he's got 10 more years in him? What's KD?
His game? The way he...
the way that he plays.
He can play forever.
He's 18-0 405.
He'll be at the Rucker at like 40.
He's 36 years old.
Hooping, yeah.
So he's
he could go 10 years.
He could. Well, I don't know about 10. I mean, you got to think is he's 7 foot tall, right? Those knees don't really last that long at that age.
Not much weight on those knees, though.
Well, but still, there's a lot of stress on
Slim Reaper.
Playing till 46 at the NBA.
But I think if you look at the three of them, I would say the one with less to prove is probably Steph Curry.
Less to prove?
Less to prove.
LeBron James.
Yes.
What does LeBron have to prove to
Chasing the ghost of MJ.
I disagree.
He's chasing MJ's ghost.
Hallelujah. We're on a wrong track this afternoon.
Hear me out.
I'll try to hear you out. I don't got time to hear you out.
There's an entire generation that says LeBron James is the GOAT, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So do you think LeBron still has anything to prove?
No.
Okay. So
I think
there
if
you
any,
go.
I think.
So then what? What do you mean?
So LeBron has less to prove.
No, but Steph has his rings and everything else. I don't know that driving force is still there.
Same
with him.
team, only
But
team.
You're saying LeBron has more to prove to himself.
Right. So LeBron has that more of a drive to get that other ring, especially now that his son's on his team. Right? And then KD is probably still going to be chasing that ring. So I would say Steph is probably the first one that's out.
So when you're saying less to prove, though, you're just talking about within and of themselves.
Right.
Okay. I can see that. I can see that argument because LeBron is always like LeBron does want as many rings as he can get, right? I mean, all of them want
Steph
them.
doesn't want
Right. No. Right. And all of them want them, but I think that for LeBron, legacy-wise, his legacy is fine. Mm-hmm. But for him, he wants it to be as close to Michael Jordan's as possible. And actually, as close to being where it's bar none, regardless of what you think. If I spent too much time in the league, I still surpassed all of the numbers that you could think of. I'm saying I see his point. I see your point.
I just look at it. If I'm Steph Curry, I already have the 3-point field goal crown, right? Which is what I'm known for. I already have that. I've already got my championships. I'm already a household name. I don't really have much else to fight for anymore.
I can understand
because I'm never going to be LeBron. I'm never going to be Kevin Durant. I'm never going to be Jordan. I'm never going to be Kobe. But I'm Steph.
You say he's never going to be Durant?
Right.
Well, on all-time list?
Yeah.
You got KD over Steph all-time?
He hates Steph.
I don't hate Steph.
Okay, well,
I hate what Steph did to the game.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
Indirectly.
Okay.
Right. Brett says LeBron has a fake ring, the bubble ring. Curry has 4 legit rings. We don't have time for Benji to answer all these back, but LeBron, the king of flop, never would have made it at MJ's day where they put their hands on you every play. Not saying he's not a great player, but he wouldn't have been able to play the way he does.
How's your What If Wednesday,
now.
Benji?
We're just peppering him. Hey, this is just opinion, baby. It's just opinion. Benji Bombadella, thank you so much for stopping in and having this great debate. The great debate.
He's going to have such a fun trip home because he's going to be just human.
He's like,
I might just
right.
run on the beach right now. Okay. Ooh.
Oh, man. Give us a call or text, 850-215-6290. Coming up next, we're going to do a little taste testing from Bite Me. Y'all keep it locked in here to ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida presents the most college basketball.
Three-pointer, college basketball is back.
The Panhandle's destination for live play-by-play.
The SEC, ACC, and beyond.
Oh, we saw that coming, Rampant.
The biggest games play right here.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Wednesday's weather. Tonight there will be a moderate breeze out of the south, definite thunderstorms and some clouds, and 68. Definite thunderstorms and slight fog tomorrow morning, the same at 70. In the afternoon and evening, partly cloudy and a gentle breeze right around 10 miles per hour with a high of 72. About the same at 69 Friday, and we'll have some sun. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Love is in the air at Tracy's Fine Jewelry, and do we have a sweetheart of a deal for you? All diamond heart jewelry is on sale for 25% off. All color gemstone jewelry is 60% off at Tracy's Fine Jewelry. We also have a large selection of gold, silver, and estate jewelry that is sure to melt her heart. Folks have trusted us for 50 years to make their Valentine's sparkle. This year, make it sparkle even more with a sweetheart of a deal from Tracy's Fine Jewelry.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe. Powered by Panama City Toyota. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Did you know that fees associated with real estate closings are virtually the same from one title company to the next? So what sets South Oak Title apart? Effective communication, customer service, expertise, and technology. If you're buying or selling real estate, refinancing a residential or commercial property, tell your realtor you want to close with South Oak Title. South Oak Title, with locations across the Southeast, including Panama City Beach, Inlet Beach, Destin, and Fort Walton Beach. Visit them online at southoaktitle.com.
The next evolution in sports talk radio. It's the Afternoon Underdogs.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Weekdays from 4 till 6. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back into hour number 2 of the Afternoon Underdogs. This is ESPN Northwest Florida, 104.3 Panama City, 101.9 in Port St. Joe. We invite you to keep the game going with ESPN Northwest Florida, now on your smart speaker for in-home listening. Just say, hey Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida. Just because you get out the car doesn't mean the sports talk and live play-by-play have to end. You can keep the game going also by saying, hey Siri, open 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. And if needed, you can head over to www.espnpc.com and click Enable Skill. David Hayes, Caveman Rick, Morgan Hilliard in the building with us, and of course, Adam Goff as well. Morgan, how's everything going? You're wearing pink today.
I'm always in pink. It's Wednesday.
There's been one time, right?
It was a Friday. It was green. It was a Friday. It was a Friday, and it was green.
Or something?
Yes, it was
I don't like
something. I think it was like around Christmas or New Year's, but it was a Friday, and that was the only day I haven't been in pink. Also, hello to everyone listening out there. I am so excited for today's show, I might start crying.
Because of what we're about to be eating.
Well, she just had hers.
I just ate like 3. I just took a bite out of all of them and ran in here.
Well, while I'm getting a taste test going on, Adam, not just yet, because we have a very special guest on the line with us. We have the founder of Bite Me Cookies on the line with us, and a person very close to you. Why don't you introduce our next guest?
My beautiful, fantastic, creative, amazing wife, Carla.
Look at all the adjectives, Carla. You go, girl.
That's a man who loves his wife.
He wants to watch ball games later without me interrupting him. So
that's pretty real.
All right, so let's introduce these flavors that we're going to be judging. Okay, so let's start with the first one.
The blue one.
The blue one, okay.
Funny how I picked that one up. First try.
That is Miss Donna Piot. I think that's how you say her name. She is from Pensacola, and she recommended what I would call the Elvis. Now, if that's what she names it, I don't know. But it's a chocolate cake. It is got homemade peanut butter icing, fresh sliced bananas, and a chocolate Ghirardelli syrup on the top.
Tell you one thing, it's better than store-bought. That is for sure. That is amazing.
Oh my God, it was incredible.
And I love the nanner in there. My goodness.
Thank you.
AG was telling me I need potassium, and boom, I just got my daily fill right there.
See, Bite Me Custom Cookies and Treats is good for so many things. And when people say they're on a diet, we've got your back. We have bananas and strawberries in our products.
And she also does sugar-free as well as gluten-free as well.
Now, Carla, tell the people how they can get a hold of you.
So you can give us a call at 850-319-6857. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on the interwebs, www.bitemecustomtreats.com. And we are always at the at the St. Andrews Farmers Market in Panama City on Beck Avenue from 9 to 1 with our roaming bakery on Saturday mornings. You can stop by and see us there, and we're working on some new places to be during the week so that everybody can get their fix during the week. But you can always call, you can always text, and we'll be happy to make you stuff during the week.
Sorry, Carla, I'm so glad you're on the line with us. The cupcakes you made me for my birthday were absolutely beautiful. I wasn't expecting that, so thank you very much. They were so beautiful. While I was at dinner with my parents post-show, all my mom could talk about is, when are you going to let me eat that cupcake? The whole dinner. And I was like, okay, first of all, we have to get a photo with them, but no, and then yes. And then also, they were absolutely delicious. I took what I didn't eat to work with me and shared them with my coworkers, and everyone was super impressed and loved them as well.
Nice.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you like them. They're very beautiful. I appreciate that, but they're for a beautiful friend of ours.
Thank you.
All right, moving right down the assembly line here. What about color green?
So color green is a chocolate cake with a chocolate chip cannoli filling, and it has cannoli crumbles mixed in on top of it with a dark chocolate Ghirardelli glaze swirled on top of it as well. That is Miss Paula Can Cook.
Okay.
A little dead air there because we're chomping right now. So.
Yeah, I already ate mine before we even came on air because I was excited, and AG told me to eat them right away, and these two are stuffing their faces. So.
All mine are gone already.
Well, that's the whole point of this, was to
Did
do
you
it
already
live
have yours,
on air.
Rick?
Yeah, all three of mine are gone.
Yeah.
Watch out now.
Well, we got to get feedback from these, but I'll tell you, man, I love the differences in the first two so far. And whatever flavor that was, the cannoli, I don't know, maybe I'm just feeling Italian right now.
Cannoli is actually filled with a cream cheese, sour cream, ricotta cheese filling. So it's not just your sweet. You've got, this like a chocolate cake ravioli, if you will.
I just got a text that they were super jealous that we were getting to eat cannoli cookie.
That was really good. I don't think I've ever really tasted anything quite like that, because I make peanut butter and banana sandwiches all the time, but that one right there, pretty daggum good. And now we're going to move on to one of my favorite colors of all time. Blue is my favorite color, but let's go to yellow.
So yellow is Mr. Boston.
No, it's
Tim.
yellow. Yellow, like Old Yeller kind of, but you just...
See, I was told the other day they thought I was from Alabama. I'm from Indiana, actually.
What part?
We're from the Louisville, Kentucky area. So southern Indiana. Right. The yellow one is Mr. Boston Tim. He calls it the Boston Crunch. It is a yellow sponge cake, and it has vanilla icing, a slice of strawberry, and then it has a homemade strawberry sundae crunch, which is similar to what you would get on one of the ice cream cones.
I think it's like one of those, like you get the Good Humor guy, you got the strawberry shortcake ice cream.
Yeah, that's what it's pretty close to.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And you made that, the strawberry like crunch?
Yes, but it's like, the baked beans. I could tell you, but it's top secret recipe. So,
but I like top secret recipes, and this is a perfect place to share top secret recipes. It's just the air.
That
was my favorite.
I want to give Caveman Rick a special shout out. I wasn't able to get his cereal into a proper cake sandwich, but we loved his Fruity Pebbles idea so much that we are going to take Funfetti cake off of our menu, and we are going to have the Caveman cake, which is a white cake with Fruity Pebbles.
Word.
It will be available all the time. And next week, Caveman, we will send you some cupcakes made with your own special recipe.
Thank you. That's awesome. I'm excited.
I like that. I just call it Caveman Crack.
So we've got what? Boston Tim.
Yeah, we got Boston Tim. All right, so
Banji said the
strawberry.
The Boston strawberry is his. Rick.
Yeah,
I want to order. I want to order from you guys
with Boston Tim, man. I love those strawberry shortcake ice cream bars off the Good Humor truck and the ice cream man. And I just love like strawberry ice cream and just strawberries in general. And I'm not that big of a chocolate fan, so that's an easy one for me.
Okay.
Way to go, Boston Tim.
What about number 2 and number 3?
Number 2 is going to be the cannoli, and I'm not big on like the banana stuff, so that's like And Elvis, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm sure Coach Hale will like it, though.
David just
nothing but a
disowned
hound
you.
dog.
Just
Yeah,
disowned
nothing
Rick.
but a hound.
I mean, it was all good, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
Okay, so that's
like
2
the
for
sponge
Boston Tim, right? Actually 3. Michael, our new salesperson here at ESPN, Michael McCabe, he said Boston Tim's as well.
Yeah, Bone Crusher was supposed to be giving his. All right, I'm sorry. You got your pen up in the air like it's your secondary
I'm
microphone.
just over here. I'm just here. Give me also the sponge cake. That's 4, right? That makes it 4.
The strawberry?
Yep. The
Okay, so
Boston
that's
Tim.
4.
So my opinion doesn't even matter here, Carla.
So what's your second thought there, Miss
Yeah.
Morgan?
I also really like the cannoli, and I'm just like Rick, kind of. We share a lot of the same views. I'm also not really a banana fan, so that would be my third, was that one. I'm sorry, I can't remember their names. I'm still trying to switch gears from law to sports.
No, it's okay.
Forgive me.
I was trying to read
Adam?
those two. Yeah, AG, you're up.
My wife is going to be floored right now.
Oh my
because
gosh!
I'm in
it's gonna be
complete
Boston Tim.
agreement with Boston Tim's ideation here, his creation.
This is crazy because if I even recommend like strawberry air, he won't smell it.
But
so this is crazy to me.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. So, like, that's how good it is, right? And then I would say that the cannoli would be 2, and then the peanut butter banana would be 3.
Okay.
Awesome. And
Well,
Dave?
I am going to switch things up a little bit here since everyone is just sweeping this out of the ballpark. I will tell you this, Carla, all 3 of those were absolutely amazing. And, I mean, guys, y'all got to go get some stuff from Bite Me Custom Cookies. Carla does a wonderful job here. You already heard Morgan bragging on her, all the rest of us bragging on the things that we've tried this afternoon. I'm going to go with the one with the homemade peanut butter icing and the banana. What was that one called again?
I call it the Elvis because that's what Elvis liked, was the chocolate peanut butter and banana sandwich.
I'm going to go with the Elvis #1. I think that the strawberry Boston Tim's is so nostalgic. I really wanted to go with that one, but it tastes exactly how you would you almost imagine that you're eating ice cream that melted with a strawberry crunch. And then the last one, which is right up there at the top. Like I could have just said 1A, 1B, 1C and interchanged them anyway, but the cannoli one, it had its own unique flavor, and all of them melt right in your mouth. So they were extremely good. Carla, again, tell everybody how they can get a hold of you and get some of these great cupcakes and custom cookies and all. I mean, what are these? These are cookie sandwiches, is what we're calling them? Cake sandwiches.
Cake sandwiches.
Yeah, it's amazing. Tell these people that are listening how they can get a hold of you. And you do catering and all kind of stuff like that as well, or?
And she has a food
We
truck.
do. Yes, we have our roaming bakery. We have a small trailer. It's set up like a store. We take it to St. Andrews, to the farmers market down off of Beck Avenue. You can find us on Facebook, Bite Me Custom Treats. You can find us on the internet at bitemecustomtreats.com, or you can always just give us a call or text us at 850-319-6857. But I want to thank all of the people who submitted their flavors. They were amazing, all of them. But congratulations to Mr. Boston Tim. The Boston Crunch will now be a permanent fixture on our menu. But in the next week at the farmers market, we will, everybody who entered into the contest, we will be making their recipe and showing them as a special.
Are you going to have the caveman crack sandwich in there as well?
We will have the caveman crack sandwich in there as well.
I love it, Carla. And Bite Me Cookies, custom cookies, getting people addicted since 1995. No,
2025.
Yeah, 2025. And I want like a whole dosage of these little sweet spoons, man, or forks.
Hey, I got an idea. You can do the Will Levis. Just put mayonnaise on some cake.
Don't try me.
Mayo game day be delicious.
Absolutely. I haven't put it in coffee yet, though, but I've tried mayonnaise on a lot of things.
And just another little plug, we do have a edible printer, so we can put any
You can
image
eat
on
your
it.
printer?
You can eat the printer.
Wow.
You can eat the printer. You can eat the stuff that comes out of the printer. We have a printer that does edible images directly onto cookies, chocolates, cakes, and so on and so forth. So if you have a logo, a picture of your dog, we can put a picture of your dog on a cookie. So we can make any of your special events a little extra special.
There you go. Well, Carla, again, thank you so much for hopping on the line with us. And again, all of these were just absolutely delicious, and that is an understatement at that. Hey, AG showing off the ESPN cookie as well right now. So, Carla, thank you. Take care, and we'll chat with you soon, all right?
Great job, wife. I love you.
Thank you so much. I love you all, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks,
all agreed.
Oh, no one joined in my group hug. There we go. Paula Cook says, Carla, and Bite Me Custom Cookies and Treats is awesome. Morgan.
What's up?
LeBron James or Michael Jordan?
I don't really know.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Cool.
That's fair enough. We've been having the debate all afternoon long to this point, and well, we took a break for a few minutes to talk about the Super Bowl, and then also a few minutes to talk about some local sports, and then we dove right back into the conversation. I have a question pertaining to that. We'll see if we got when AG gets back in here real quick. Down 10, 5 minutes left, AG. Just a question here from Britt. He says, no ISO jumper, only knows bully ball, doesn't even guard the best player on the team, slacks on defense, and only cares about offense. Turnover to assist ratio, 3-point field goal percenter, relies on Kyrie in crunch time, Ray Allen shot to win the he's just going down the whole thing.
Who is this?
All right, so this is Britt Chester on Facebook with this comment. Great comment. But who would you say? Down 10, 5 minutes left. Michael Jordan or LeBron?
Jordan.
Steph Curry. Steph Curry or
So
LeBron?
biased.
Steph Curry or LeBron? Steph Curry.
Wait, what's your answer?
I'm also going to go Jordan on
I'll
that
go
one.
Curry on that
Well,
one.
why'd you say it's so biased?
Because you sound kind of biased over there. You sound like you already had your mind made up.
No, I was.
You thought he was leading the witness?
Yeah, I definitely thought that.
Overruled.
Your Honor?
Objection?
Sustained.
Okay.
K. Van Rick, Michael Jordan or LeBron?
Jordan.
Steph Curry or LeBron?
Curry.
Bronny James or LeBron?
Oh, come on. Bronny getting silly. We're trying to get LeBron and layup here.
Exactly. He needs whatever.
He's
now
lobbying
to
for an assist at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I would take. I mean, it's not even. I think. Obviously, all of us on this panel would take Michael Jordan. I wonder what Banji's answer would have been on that. Well, we've got a lot to dive into, though. We've got to get into Mo's notes on the burnerverse. We've got to dive into her favorite sport of all time. Look at her giggling over there. So excited.
I might cry.
What was your thoughts on the Super Bowl, though? Give you an opportunity here before we get to break.
It was so good. Really fair game called by the refs. I was happy to see that. We talked about that. Me and Rick were super on point about Philly's defense showing up and showing out. They've got a really tough secondary and a really tough line. Jalen Carter punching Patrick Mahomes in the face with a double punch. Fantastic. No notes. Overall,
Were you singing the song when he
caught that pick six? I actually jumped up off my couch and ran to the TV and was screaming. I screamed so loud it like almost shook the house. I was so excited. I sang the song, and every time AJ Brown did anything relevant, I would hit it with AJ Brown.
And you're wearing your T-shirt, I guess, right?
And I was wearing my T-shirt. Yes, I was.
What's your T-shirt?
I had a T-shirt that was sent to me as a gift, and it says, I don't know if I can say this on air.
Yeah, let's not.
I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure. I don't know if I could say that on air, but it's got Cooper DeJean and Reed Blankenship on it, and they're quite the duo.
You could probably say this word.
Okay.
You want me to say it?
Is it not a cuss word?
No. 2 white defensive cornerbacks, one of the toughest positions to play, exciting whites.
Exciting. It says all of that on the shirt?
No, it just says exciting whites, and it's got pictures of them. But that's my narrative.
And it's in pink.
And it's in pink.
Oh, it's in pink.
It's
oh
in
my
pink.
gosh, can you wear that?
I'm gonna wear it next week. I have to wash it, but I was having a blast.
Yeah.
I didn't even really I had one glass of wine. I was so excited. It was a really great game just to watch Philly do their thing. I think Jalen Hurts was super deserving, and I really liked how post-game he just kind of stood around and took it all in. Not arrogant, just a good, genuine guy.
Yeah, that's one thing about Jalen Hurts, his calm demeanor, and win or lose, he's the same guy, and that is very, very impressive. You guys are riding with the Afternoon Underdogs. This is ESPN Northwest Florida, and coming up next, we're going to be chatting with Morgan Hilliard, and she's going to give us her notes on the burnerverse. We'll be right back.
It's the ESPN Northwest Florida Hall of Arts Magic Express.
Hey, Jason.
Yeah.
Dude, are you ready to go on the ultimate road trip to see the Orlando Magic?
Well, hell yeah.
You won the Hall & Hearts Magic Express. Dude, you're going.
Hell yeah. Let's do it.
Sponsored by PCB Hobby, Panama City Toyota, Hall & Hearts, and Fairfield Hampton Inn on Thomas, and Home 2 Suites. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Man, that's awesome. That's fantastic.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Wednesday's weather. Tonight there will be a moderate breeze out of the south, definite thunderstorms and some clouds, and 68. Definite thunderstorms and slight fog tomorrow morning, the same at 70. In the afternoon and evening, partly cloudy and a gentle breeze right around 10 miles per hour with a high of 72. About the same at 69 Friday, and we'll have some sun. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
So you've heard the saying that if you love your job, you'll never have to work? Well, it's true.
I've worked for Brock Lawn and Pest Control for many years. The commitment to the needs of customers
and their commitment to each employee makes Brock a company I'm very proud to be a part of.
Brock's core values are also mine. Give people more than they expect and always honor your promises.
This isn't a job, it's a service to help people live a healthier lifestyle.
Brock Lawn and Pest Control. Our family protecting your family.
In 2025, come on down to That Boot Store and pick out something that will help make 2025 a year to remember. Choose from one of the largest selections of Western wear and accessories you'll find in the area and at affordable prices. For the hard worker, there's name brand, Carhartt work clothes in all the right sizes with plenty to select from. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 9 till 5. Friday and Saturday, 9 till 5:30. Next to Bill Bird Kia 15th Street, Panama City. That Boot Store, where God is good all the time.
He likes to lift weights in a parking lot and eat Weight Gainer 3000.
I'm really starting to feel out nasty.
David Hayes is part of the Afternoon Underdogs on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. It is hour number 2, segment number 2 of the Afternoon Underdogs. You're tuned into ESPN Northwest Florida, 104.3 in Panama City, 101.9 in Port St. Joe. We had some great college basketball on last night. Auburn took care of business against Vanderbilt. Alabama took care of business against Texas. Those teams take each other on over there in Alabama. Cover starting this Saturday at 2:30 for a 3 p.m. tip. I'm David Hayes along with Adam Goff, Morgan Hilliard, and Caveman Rick. And this segment is all, well, the rest of the show, really. We're just letting Morgan take over. It's Mo's World. We're just living in it. Little Miss Barbie over there.
It's not Ken's dream house. It's Barbie's dream house.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, we have a segment each week called Mo's Notes, and we're just going to call it Mo's Notes from the Burnerverse from now on because that's what you texted me. You didn't say it just like that. I just added your Burnerverse take on that, spin on that. But what do we got? What are we diving into? What are we learning about that we may have overlooked from the world of Twitter?
Let's go with the ones that are relevant to the topic we just talked about, which are relevant to the Super Bowl. First of all, what did you guys think of that score bug?
At first, when I saw it, it was a little... I thought there was too much white in it. Just
simplistic.
I think it looked like an 80s, like 8-bit video game.
It looked like Tecmo Bowl.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
To me, it looked like an Excel spreadsheet or something. I really didn't love. I don't think the Burnerverse really did either. I saw a lot of people commenting about it. I just wasn't a huge fan of it. I really liked Netflix score bug when we talked about it over the holiday, over the Christmas holiday. I know
ESPN's has been fire too.
Yeah, we were a big fan of that one. It wasn't very. I don't want to say traditional, but it was just it. I don't know. And I didn't like the way everything like zoomed into the side. I wasn't a huge fan.
Another thing that I noticed about it was, and I did not like the white. I really didn't like the white because it's a little harder to see. Maybe they should have had more outlines, but in the right-hand corner or the left-hand corner, depending on which quarterback, they would have their stats there. Yeah. But they took too daggum long to update those.
Yeah, so obviously this is something I think that they're trying to do, and I feel like the Super Bowl probably isn't the best stage to do it.
It's almost like moving into the new year. Like they always.
But you also get your biggest like reaction from that
for
as
sure.
well.
I mean,
so I understand why they did it, but I felt like maybe preseason is probably the best place to do that. Get some feedback there. I don't really care for it, but now that we see that. Like, I can't remember what Fox's old scorebug looked like. You know what I mean? So, like, it just kind of
like... Their college one stands out.
Their college one is cool, yeah. But, I mean, at the end of the day, it's a scorebug.
It's not going to stop me from watching the game.
It shouldn't detract from watching the game, though. You know what I mean?
It should detract?
No,
It
it shouldn't.
shouldn't.
Like you shouldn't notice it, and you did notice it, and that's what I didn't like about it. I just want to watch the game and not be like, oh, that looks kind of crappy down there.
Yeah, but okay, if Twitter doesn't have if social media doesn't go off on it, I don't think that it's really that big of a discussion. Like, because I think everyone, like, all right, how long did we talk about it watching the game? Was it something that by the end, like middle of the first quarter, they're like, man, this
I was
score
still
bug
looking
is
at
really.
it. I was still looking at the whole game. And I really was like perturbed by how they took like the new, like the live action of the players, like, you know, because sometimes they like blink at you, sometimes they move.
Yeah.
I didn't like that they were like cartoon and they only had like one function. Like every time I saw Saquon, like, whatever that motion was, I was like, this is freaking me out.
Well, I think Fox has always done kind of the anime touchdown scorer and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So that's not anything different. But
it was the way they were moving is the problem.
What was Saquon doing again?
It was like, I can't handle it. I can't even, I don't even want to think about it.
Jimmy says it was awful. He said the second I saw it, I was like, what the heck? This looks so bad. And
See, I was actually maybe I'm just weird because the first time I saw it, I was like, oh, this is different. This is new. Like, it wasn't my favorite because I think ESPN's been, like, when they had the SEC games on, when for SEC on ESPN, those were awesome because the timeouts were like in the same team or the same color as the teams and stuff. I really liked that.
I like the fact that, like, we even have these things now because, like, if you go back and watch old football games or basketball games even, like, football is pretty easy to keep track of without a score bug. But, like, going back and watching, like, old basketball games and there wasn't a score bug, so you're trying to figure out what's going on. And the only time you got a score bug was when they crossed the timeline for the offensive possession. And it was just a quick second, so if you blinked, you missed it. So I think we just got spoiled on it just because we're just so used to it, right? And the same thing with, like, the first down marker, the yellow line. Like, we're used to that. Now we're used to the
line of scrimmage being there as well.
Well, right. And we're also used to the little arrow that points to, you know, how many, you know, what the down and distance is and
now
how many
you can do
seconds are left.
StatCast and stuff, and you can watch, like, the receivers' routes that they're running and stuff, too. Like, you know, they got all those things.
Right. So I think they'll figure it out. I mean, it's just a score bug at the end of the day.
It's going to change. It changes
it's one
just
game,
about
so
every year.
It is what it is.
Just the score bug, and we spent like 6 minutes talking about it.
That's
but just
what's so
the
hard
score
about,
bug. Just the score bug.
Burnerverse was on fire because of it, so that's why we're discussing it.
Right, and that's why, you know, when you come with notes, it's like we're doing about a quarter of what you think we're going to.
I know. I just try to rank them off of what I think you guys, you know, will really tune into, and things I saw that kind of piqued my interest. And that's kind of how I base my notes. I grab a bunch of stuff, and then whenever we're in the moment talking, I just throw what fits.
Yeah, that's why I just quit doing show prep because I was like, well, something's going to stick, baby. All right, what's next from the Burnerverse, Mo?
A lot of people were talking about, you know, the Chiefs going for like their three-peat, and one of my favorite ones was Patrick Mahomes versus Tom Brady, and the final quote of the tweet was, "Devil magic look real until real devil magic show up," talking about Tom Brady and like just kind of that, I guess, looming cloud over Patrick Mahomes that is real but isn't real, but one of those things you think about. And I was just like, dang, that's kind of crazy. Like,
well,
why
Tom
would you
Brady's
say
been
that?
there for both of Patrick Mahomes' Super Bowl losses.
Exactly. But I just thought that was really funny and something crazy to tie in, especially because we make so many jokes.
And Tom Brady's been there for both of the Eagles' Super Bowl victories as well.
Right.
Just a bad luck charm for Patrick and a good luck charm for the Eagles.
For Rick. For Rick.
Well, for Rick and for the Eagles.
We're personalizing things here, Dave.
Okay. Well, there we
It's
go.
for Rick. Damn
Rick's
it.
Eagles. Rick's Eagles there.
Eagles.
The Eagles.
Or
There you go.
Elgles is the
No,
mayor says.
I know how to spell.
Eagleses.
Unlike the mayor of Philly.
I thought that the watching the Philadelphia news channels was more interesting than the Super Bowl.
Yeah, because you're not an Eagles
Did
fan.
you see they greased the poles in New Orleans after the Super Bowl?
Oh, yeah, well, they do that in Philly.
Yeah,
It didn't stop anybody,
They
though.
still climbed them. They still climbed them. I saw someone fall from one.
And they also ripped down, like, the traffic lights and, a few of them poles that were carrying them. And
They were climbing on police cars.
Big Blue Nation, Big Blue Nation for Kentucky.
Yeah,
those rednecks up there, they burn couches.
This is Philly. What are you surprised about?
My couch is like, well, we need to know.
They take couches out of their homes and burn them in the street.
That sounds like a really expensive
Depends
investment, I guess. Depends on who you are,
what trailer
I guess.
park is coming out
I
of.
guess. Anyways, let's switch gears. The Lakers Instagram had posted a picture of Luka coming over to them and, his debut with the Lakers and et cetera. And Kim K had commented on it and she said, I want to learn how to speak Slovenian. And Luka commented back to her and said, no, please don't. I have the photo of it if you want me to share it with you.
I did not.
Luka fat chick.
I thought it was just her asking. I thought that what you were going to bring up was her asking, like, when's he going to be playing or whatever.
No.
And then she's like, I want to learn how to speak. No. That's good.
You said
Like,
don't.
did he do like the fingers crossed thing in front of her?
Oh, it's so flat. It literally just says, no, please don't.
Oh, nice.
LeBron was probably like, listen, there's a couple things I need to teach you about LA. We do things a little bit, or people are a little different over
Let
here.
me tell you the story of Lamar Odom.
Yeah. Do you really want to end up like that? Because that is the trail you'll
I've
be
just
headed
been made
down.
aware that that's not real, but I don't care because it fits my narrative.
It is, yeah, exactly. As long as the narrative is filthy, then that is all that we need to be looking for here. Oh, okay. You got some really cool,
fits my narrative.
interesting stuff here. We got 9 minutes in this segment. We can dive into college baseball whenever you want to.
Whenever you guys are ready,
Do you have anything else from the Burnerverse?
No, other than I do want to say one more thing about Tom Brady. He had a really cool watch on.
He did have a very, what was like a $700,000?
Yes, it was like $600,000 to $800,000 watch on
I
his
think
wrist.
his face is more expensive than that right now.
Honestly, probably. I don't really know if he's actually had that much work done or if it's just like straight Botox. I'm not sure if he's had actual surgery, but I mean, the man looks great. I also really like the fact, and my friend pointed this out to me, and I think that's really cool. Shout out Tiff. He doesn't wear a belt. Like his clothes are specifically tailored to him, like a lot of announcers, they go full suit, and when you think full suit, you think tie, and like some of them wear the chest plate and all those things. I can't think of what that's called right now.
Three-piece suit.
I love that though. I will
Lights are
always,
on.
from now on.
Nobody's home.
From now on, if I'm wearing a vest, I'll be like, y'all like my chest plate? Do I or do I not look like Batman right now?
But I like that, his clothes are like they're tailored specifically to him, which is a huge thing. I look at all kinds of things. Erin Andrews' outfit from the Super Bowl, absolutely gorgeous. She went from
She is gorgeous.
She is a beautiful woman, but she had two different outfits. All the things. I look at all of this stuff and I just think, wow, that's crazy. But he always looks very top notch. Not only does he talk the part, he looks the part. And I will say, I know in the beginning of the season, we talked about Tom Brady and what we thought about him as a commentator. And I was like, I think he might just have a little bit of anxiety. And he has really settled in. And I really enjoy listening to his breakdown.
He shouldn't have got the Super Bowl, though, his first year.
It's not
He's the number one. I mean, they kicked Greg Olson out for him. So
Yeah.
Right.
Losers.
Greg Olson's
great.
first year doing it, I mean, he was absolutely amazing. I think that Tom Brady, as the year went on, did get better. He's still not he's nowhere near the top of my list. I think that he's good at being able to explain certain things to a different degree because of all the experience that he's had in winning situations. But there's other players who dive into their relationships with certain, like there's things that we didn't know about Tom Brady in his career with the Patriots and with the Buccaneers that we got to learn throughout the year. And I think that that's where it was like, oh, this is cool listening to him. But as far as him and KB still have to get that time, in which, again, that's a very hard thing. It doesn't just come with even a few games to be able to get that timing down with your partner. But I mean, he's going to get better and better as time goes on.
Maybe.
So
I still think
Okay.
you got to earn that.
Important. Caveman Rick, who's your favorite commentator?
John Madden and Pat Summerall.
AG?
Oh,
You could do a
I mean, we're talking
hologram
football only
and
here.
still have
Go
them doing
football.
that.
Just keep it at football.
I know I'm going to catch flack for this, but I love Joe Buck.
Okay.
Yeah?
I do. I love Joe Buck. I think Joe Buck's voice is...
What about color-wise? It's tough off the top. I'll go with, for me, while you're thinking about that, I would go, I got a tie between Gus Johnson and Kevin Harlan. So I'll go Kevin Harlan.
Kevin Harlan's a good one, too.
And then my color guy will be Charles Davis.
That's where I was going to go, was Charles Davis. So what I had in my mind was Charles Davis was awesome as well. Yeah, I'd probably say Charles. And, and people bash Buck and Aikman, but
I love
Al Michaels.
Childhood.
I love Al Michaels. I think Al Michaels is top notch.
His give-a-damn's busted to an extent these days, but
right, he's got a little bit of Howard Cosell to him, but he knows what he's talking about. He works hard.
Yeah,
you can tell that he cares, and he loves sports. I think he's a fan like we are.
Yeah.
So I don't think that the excitement and stuff that he shows, I don't think that's fake. I don't think it's an act. I think it's real. And that's the thing that everybody loves.
Herbie's good too.
Herbie's good.
I like him.
Herbie just has an aura about him that is.
He's kind of a tool.
Well, he's just snotty.
Yeah,
right? He's kind of snotty. But with Al Michaels though, for me, maybe he might be above Joe Buck.
Mike Emmerich's pretty good for hockey. I like him.
Gus Johnson is good at college football. He was better at college basketball.
Yeah, I will agree with that as well.
Rising fire.
Yeah.
Come on, him and Lynn Elmore together.
Green, though, might be one of my
Didn't we
favorites.
talk about this last year?
We talk about this every year.
No. We talked about doing a March Madness bracket
but instead
of commentators.
It's a perfect year. It's
of commentators.
Yeah. There we go. Who's yours?
I'm going to go Chris Collinsworth. Now, here's a guy.
Here's the guy.
Yeah. I love
that guy that makes fun of him.
I love him so much. He has a good breakdown, super knowledgeable, obviously an NFL star. He's a great, I would get very upset on Sunday nights when he wasn't in the Sunday night slot this entire season. Be like, where's Chris Collinsworth? Why is Chris Collinsworth commentating at 2:30 and not in the Sunday night slot? I end my Sunday nights with Chris Collinsworth.
Well, just know that once Chris Collinsworth decides to retire, his son, who sounds exactly like him, will be right there to fill in his shoes.
I can't wait. I really
all the
like
Collinsworth
him.
from Mo.
It'll be Noah Eagle and Jack Collinsworth.
And you know what? Noah Eagle's good.
I don't think that Jack will be able to.
Very good too.
I agree with that. But I don't think Jack Collinsworth will be able to do what Chris Collinsworth did, because Jack will have to be in the play-by-play role, and not in the color role.
Yeah. Storm6 on YouTube says Chris Collinsworth, best commentator, by the way.
And there you go, man.
Ball knower out there.
Now here's a guy.
He's
all right. He's all right. I mean, he's
I
a
don't
staple.
mind Chris Collinsworth.
He's a staple. That's
100%.
for sure.
Tirico's gotten better too. Tirico,
I don't care for him.
First started out doing NFL games, he was a little iffy.
I think he's kind of phony,
but he's gotten really.
Yeah, I think he is. I think the way sometimes I think he's kind of phony. I don't
know. The thing that impresses me the most about Mike Tirico is his versatility, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's golf, whether it's basketball, whether it's football, and then he calls the Kentucky Derby, which I don't know if you've actually listened to calling the Kentucky Derby,
time or two,
or listen to the call of the Kentucky Derby, but the ability to find these horses that are all jumbled up in a bunch, and not only be able to see it, but then put it out there into the ether of exactly what's going on and keeping up with it. It's super impressive. Very, very hard to do. So, and he does it seamlessly. So kudos to him.
He does a great job. So we'll get working on our bracket here for commentators.
We need Kyle right in on this. Kyle, if you're listening.
We'll do a basketball, football, baseball, and I was going to say anonymous, but not anonymous.
You want to set it up just like March Madness and the four, and make it nice.
And they work there. We've done it with sports movies, video games.
Yeah, video games, I think.
And then what was the first year? Go to Goats.
Just Go to Goats.
Yeah, that was the first year. Kyle Wright did a great job setting all of that stuff up and allowing us to do that with him here on the Afternoon Underdogs, which you guys are riding with the Afternoon Underdogs. And Friday is Valentine's Day, but it's also a very special day in the heart of Morgan Hilliard. And she's going to preview for us her love coming this Friday. We'll be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida is taking it to the hole. Your home for the most live college basketball in the Gulf Coast. The ACC, SEC, and the biggest games in the country. Plus the official station of March Madness.
The Panhandle's destination for live play-by-play.
Hear every slam dunk in ultra-high fidelity right here.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Wednesday's weather. Tonight there will be a moderate breeze out of the south, definite thunderstorms and some clouds, and 68. Definite thunderstorms and slight fog tomorrow morning, the same at 70. In the afternoon and evening, partly cloudy and a gentle breeze right around 10 miles per hour with a high of 72. About the same at 69 Friday, and we'll have some sun. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Golf is a game that should be fun, but to have the most fun, you need to play your best. That's where the experts at Golf Plus come in. Their friendly staff will guide you through the buying process, answer all your questions, and can help with any repairs you need along the way. Golf Plus is your custom fitting, club repair, and golf retail shop. Golf Plus staff is non-commissioned and will work with you to find the best product for your game, just like they've been doing since 1988. Golf Plus in Dothan and Panama City Beach. Fitting, repair, retail. That's Golf Plus.
Are you tired of hearing 2 weeks when you call to get your boat worked on? Hey folks, it's Chris Kramer with Kramer Marine and Outdoor, and we'll get you in and back out on the water as quick as possible. We're a full-line Yamaha outboard dealer and Suzuki outboard dealer, and we have master-trained certified mechanics on site. So if it's just an annual service, electronics install, trolling motor install, or all the way up to a full repower, we can take care of you. So stop by and see us in the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd next to Bill Kramer GM, or call us at 850-851-0453.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Afternoon Underdogs.
Call in with your questions, hot takes, and rants at 850-215-6290.
I'm sure that most of you have used a dial telephone before.
The Sports Talk Monster.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Shake and bake, baby. You're riding with the Afternoon Underdogs. This is ESPN Northwest Florida, 104.3 here in beautiful Panama City and 101.9 in Port St. Joe. I'm David Hayes along with Adam Goff, Morgan Hilliard, and Caveman Rick. And what are we getting ready for this afternoon here on the Afternoon Underdogs, Miss Mo?
College baseball season is back, baby. It's the most romantic time of the year, and I'm not talking about a significant other. I am talking about the boys on the diamond. They say diamonds are a girl's best friend, and let me tell you, they weren't wrong.
So that's your favorite diamond of all time?
Oh, my God, yes. I actually am going to College Station in March to watch a new matchup of A&M versus Kentucky, and I'm super excited about that.
I was really hoping you were saying Texas. When do y'all play Texas?
We play Texas at Texas, and probably for the best.
Yeah.
I can't remember what day, but it's probably for the best that we play there, being that, Schloss went over there. But I don't want to focus too much on that because these boys deserve every bit of respect that they haven't been given and that they were robbed of in Omaha and, following Omaha, immediately coming back and him leaving us. Going into the preseason, we are unanimously sitting at number one by a lot of news outlets, and I think that's really exciting. We didn't really lose that many people, though. Sure, we lost Jackson Appel, we lost Braden Montgomery. We lost a couple other people. Our 12th man from last year, Ryan Tarjok, he won't be returning. He tried to get an extension. Travis Chestnut. But, all of those things, they're going to be okay. We got some people in the portal. We pulled some people in recruiting. I think we're going to be all right, especially to sit at number one. So.
And you got your boy Jace, right?
Jace Lavalette, he will be coming back. Gavin Grahovic, can't wait to see him. And my Pookie, Ryan Prager. My Pookie, Ryan Prager.
Jace Lavalette, though, he's like the projected number one pick for 2025.
He and Ethan Holiday, the high schooler. Yeah. Jackson Holiday's brother.
Yeah, Matt Holiday's kids. My goodness gracious.
Yes, I can't wait. I am about to make my phone background the picture of me and Jace when I met him earlier this football season, just messing around on Northgate. If you've never been there, you should definitely check it out. We did get a new 12th man, Hayden Schott.
He was a part of the squad last year, though, right?
Yes, Hayden Schott. He was a designated hitter. He had a knee injury that we didn't find out kind of until we were already much later in the season. Like in Omaha, we found out about that knee injury. And he's going to be great. He is the 12th man. He kind of told us about it indiscreetly, but I'm really excited. Him and Jace have a really, really funny relationship of how they tease each other online. And if you don't know, you should definitely follow on Twitter at Big Donkey 47. It's Steven Skoke. He played for Virginia. He was a pitcher. I believe he was a pitcher. He's like the Pat McAfee of college baseball. And I get so much information from him. He is a huge follower. He goes to a ton of games, and he even has a podcast. So if you're ever trying to get caught up in the college baseball world, that's your guy.
Big Donkey 47.
Big Donkey 47.
All right.
It's burned into my brain.
Yeah, absolutely. Rick, do you have something?
I was just thinking Pat McAfee.
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce certain names. My baby. I just
Leave
be
it to
saying
caveman
things.
Rick to just.
I be saying things. It's okay. My phone's already blowing up with everything I've done wrong already. So
What else have you done wrong? That's the only thing that you've done wrong.
I have no idea.
That's not even wrong. It's just you were speaking so quickly.
It's your vernacular.
That's true. It is the way I talk. All the things.
All the things.
All the things. What about our hitting coach coming to be now our head coach?
Is it too early for him?
It might be a little early this season. I hope you're ready.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
He's got big shoes to fill.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a lot of pressure on him.
How long till he goes to Texas?
I hope never, because he actually went to their staff with Max Wiener, with Schlossnagel. He went to their staff, and there's photos where he just looks absolutely awful, and then within a couple of days, he
Is that
comes
because of the
back.
burnt orange that made him look
I'm
awful?
pretty sure he knew he also doesn't look good in orange.
Okay, yeah,
Just
gotcha.
like me. We're the
No
same.
one looks good in
No
orange.
one looks good in orange,
Right.
especially that color.
Yeah.
They don't even know what color they want to be, but I digress. I digress. That's not what we're focusing on. Going into this season, I'm really excited to see what records we might break. We have to defend the longest out-of-conference winning streak, our home run streak from last year. Most runs won in a series, 38, by the way. There's so many beautiful things. Most batters struck out in a season. Most batters walked. There's so many things to really look forward to from A&M.
Y'all's pitchers walked opposing batters?
No, we walked.
Gotcha.
Like, we were walked by opposing teams.
Helped out by the ball count.
Yes.
Ball four.
Ball four.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I hope I get to witness it in March. I've never
when you go
actually
to
seen it.
when you go to see them play, Kentucky's preseason 20th.
Mhm.
I think the SEC has 10 to 12 in the top 25, at least according to Baseball America. So
Yeah.
it's going to be a tough road to hoe for that first year coach.
I mean, half of our roster is sitting in preseason rankings. That's the picture on this paper. Almost half of our roster is sitting in preseason rankings of where they're going to fall. And my love is sitting at number 3, and I'm so excited. I just love Ryan Prager. I don't know what it is about him. Just a good guy. Sorry, Jace, you'll have to move over. That's my ace.
Yeah.
Well,
That
he's the
is
ace in
a-
the staff, right, Prager?
Not of our pitching staff.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's my ace, truly, and it just goes together. And he's good. He's good on camera. He's good off camera. He does a great interview. He's calm, composed, and he does everything right. And those are things like I said, I look at all these weird things when games are being played, and that's something I look for.
How's his pregame uniform? Or his pregame, what do you call that, outfit?
I don't
But
think
you
they
say you
do
look
that.
at the
I don't think
things.
they really do
I'm
that.
talking about like what Travis Kelce was
surprised.
wearing
Yeah,
to
I
the
don't
Super Bowl.
think they really do that. I'm pretty
No?
sure they just, I'm sure there's like transportation and they're all together as a team, but you don't really see too many college baseball teams pull up in like a preseason or a pregame fit.
Yeah.
Like you see with
Pregame fit, that's-
pregame fit, like
Yeah.
you see with football. You really don't see much of that in a lot of other sports, honestly. But most of them, like I've seen videos where they're leaving the hotel and the fans are cheering them on. They're in what you would assume. They're in like basketball shorts, they're in shirts, regular stuff.
So I have a question for you. So MLB The Show 25 is coming out soon?
Correct.
Yes.
Right? There's college teams.
Yeah, this is on my notes. Actually, they're adding
skipping her
college
ahead.
teams to Road to the Show.
Okay. So Texas A&M not included.
I don't know. It's
Yeah.
to be determined. I saw LSU, Virginia, Tennessee, UCLA.
So
There's
I think there's 8.
Yes. I think there's like a couple that I'm missing. That was just
I
ones
see
I
Tennessee,
saw right away.
LSU, UCLA,
Mhm.
Texas, TCU, Cal State Fullerton, Vanderbilt, and South Carolina.
How does that make you feel that TCU, we'll forget about Texas, the fact that TCU gets in over Texas A&M?
I think they have a good baseball program. There's
Okay.
nothing wrong with TCU, and to recognize schools that are a little bit lower, I think they should all be recognized. If you have I don't want to say lower by like status or anything like that. I'm just going to leave it very vague. I'm going to leave it vague. But, I think teams that are deserving deserve these spots, and I'm excited to see it. I think it's a really great addition, and it's one of those things that should be honored. And if they're going to, maybe it's just a debut. Maybe when they put in the Aggies, if they ever put in the Aggies, they put in all of our uniform switches and everything like that. And that's what I would love to see up front.
Well, I think this is more of a preview for 2025 college baseball coming.
Well, because Madden was doing that in the last 2 to 3 years before college football came out, where they would add like 4 college teams for the road to, not even road to glory, just you couldn't even play college games. It was just for your career. And you would play like a game or 2 as that university. So I think this is awesome. The biggest thing though is I better hear the ping of the aluminum bat.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah, because if you're having to use wood still, it's like, all right, well, see the uniforms, but it's just like a reskin.
Yep.
All
I'm
right,
excited.
back to
I'm super excited. I'm just excited for baseball season. I'm excited for the SEC matchups, because it just means more over here. No disrespect, AG. No disrespect. I'm just really excited. I mean, Clemson, obviously not in the SEC, but a team to keep an eye on, especially after that thug CAG and one of their batters got into that little scuffle in the Super Regional last year. Yeah. He got thrown out. The head coach got thrown out. There was one other person who got thrown out. There's a lot of things to look forward to, but what do you guys think is going to be the craziest thing to happen in college baseball this year? Because I have a story that a lot of people probably aren't aware of that was really fun to watch last year and keep up with.
Well, why don't we start with your story since I don't have anything.
Okay, great. Fantastic. So last year, Birmingham Southern was a D3 school, and they were playing on the way to it, playing for their division championship, and they're on their way. And
the school shut down, right?
The school shut down as they started their road to their CWS. So as they're on their way, they find out literally the day, basically, that they're about to start prepping to get on the road, that the school was closing its doors forever. So these guys aren't playing for anything. They have nothing to play for but their team, themselves, and like their namesake, of the school. So they get on the road, they start playing, and there's one game where they're having like dinner at the hotel they're staying at, and their entire pitching staff gets food poisoning. They're sick. They're doing IVs in between pitching trade outs. Like, they've got these guys all hooked up. They ended up winning that game 7-6, and then they get beat out in the quarterfinals. I mean, for guys who have literally nothing to play for, they sure took it as far as they could. I thought that was a really great story to follow last year. So that's where I'll start.
Okay, so what is going to be the craziest thing that happens?
Is there going to be a story as crazy as that?
No, I don't think so, because the school would have to kind of shut down.
Essentially.
And that was such a wild story. I think that obviously you're going to get, well, you can't say obviously, there's going to be something crazy that happens, but I think Dallas Baptist, I think one of the things that I love each and every year is like watching these mid-majors, and I really don't keep up with college baseball till we get to about regional time, and so that's why we have Morgan on the show, is to come on and keep us updated, because now I'm merging into college basketball right now. But Dallas Baptist is a team that I've had my eye on for 4 or 5 years, and I think that this year they end up hosting a super regional and make it all the way to Omaha. They're not going to win it, but they're going to get there.
AG, thoughts?
I just like to see Louisville get back into it. They've been close. Last couple of years has been kind of rocky, but they got a good young pitching staff, and they have a really nice outfielder by the name of Zon Rose that I'm really looking forward to watching. I know Max is excited because his IU Hoosiers are going to be
2 years back to back. They've played pretty good.
Devin Taylor out there in the outfield, I think, is a stud. So I know that they're going to be good. So there's not really storylines, but for me, in terms of the baseball card hobby that I'm entrenched in, there's definitely guys to watch out for. Obviously, Jace is one of them as well. For Texas A&M. Jimmy on YouTube, by the way, says go Tigers.
If they get back to Omaha, they'll drink.
Think
a lot of Jello shots.
Lots of them.
Think about this. What LSU has put into the league. Right, not just just to like professional baseball, but just put into the league in the last couple of years, and to still have the ability to, in the players to compete at this high a level, just speaks volumes.
They continue to replenish.
It's stupid.
Their team. It's crazy how they do it. They're elite program. Caveman Rick, I don't want to skip you. I'm so sorry. Who are you watching this year?
What, into college baseball?
Yeah, if you have one.
I don't really have one. I'm not.
Roll Tide!
Yeah.
This guy's an Aggie now. Sorry.
Are you an Aggie? I think you'd go Notre Dame.
How about like Temple, Rutgers? I mean, does UAB have a baseball team? I kind of root for them a little bit. They fixed my
do.
neck. I did surgery up there. Took a couple discs out, so that's a good school. Sucks they lost their football team for a couple of years.
But they got it back now.
Yeah, they got it back now.
They got
Trent
it back.
Dilfer,
They're
too.
blazing. I think another thing, an interesting storyline would be to watch this year is Link Jarrett, I believe, year 2 here with Florida State. And they lost some talent, some top picks, but they also brought back some talent. They were pretty good in the transfer portal.
College,
and how many times
Baseball America has them top 10 right now.
I can tell you I don't
6
like
or 7.
Yeah.
And if I would like to see them to get over the hump that they've never been able to get over and hoist in the trophy at the end of the year. I know
they
sting
continue.
for you,
they
but
continue to go to Omaha. I think they have a really good program as well. I have to sneeze in just a second, but I really like them. People to keep an eye on. Arkansas, thanks. Arkansas, obviously. Anyone who went to Omaha, you've got UNC, you've got Tennessee, you've got Vandy, you've got a bunch of people. Sorry, I got to keep flipping back and forth, but also NC State. All people to watch. Oregon as well. If they hadn't have given up that lead, we wouldn't have made it that far anyways. If they hadn't just decided, I guess we don't want to play anymore and walks over 10 batters in a row.
I mean, every single year, the regional, super regionals, and then obviously when you get to the College World Series, Omaha. But there's so many wild games. Last year especially, there were so many wild games that were happening, and it made it a lot of fun to talk about.
As long as you're not like Texas and you don't put Omaha in your shoe before even winning the regional.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
So you think that hurt them?
Oh, yeah. There's definitely curses, and that enacted a curse. You can't do things like that and not expect a curse. Like watching Ashton Genty this year come into one of their games, and he would always walk in with the hammer or the sledgehammer or whatever. I would always be like, this is either going to look really good or this is going to look really, really bad at the end.
See, that's kind of the way I was when the Bengals played in the Super Bowl and Joe Burrow came in like the flashiest suit he'd worn all year, and I'm like, dude, you're going to look really silly if we lose that game and you're leaving in that. But he ended up having a different outfit for it. So, hey, man, covered his bases.
And he
always things you got to look at. Anyways, I'm super excited.
Projected record real quick for Texas A&M. We're out of time.
No idea. I just want to say that it was about this time last year that I met you guys, and look at where we all came back to. We all circled back.
Yeah. No, it was March Madness.
It was March Madness. We got like a month and a half away, but
we'll revisit the anniversary in a month.
Perfect.
All right,
no
I got the memories on my phone. So.
No notes.
Thanks for
All right, you guys.
Thanks for allowing my wife and I to hold that event, buddy. I appreciate you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Bite Me Custom Cookies and Treats. Y'all go check them out on Facebook. Just remember, Jesus loves you. So do I. And y'all get ready for some Magic basketball. We'll see you tomorrow at 4.
ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Coach James Hale Show.
You know the traditional, when you win a big game, you